I'll talk about that in a second. Hello and welcome to another evening of Dungeons and Dragons with us, Dice and Mimics. So it's been a while. How's everyone doing?
It's been a while.
It's been a while. Anywho, so joining me tonight, as usual, we have Annette as Talia Darkthorn.
Hello, darlings.
We have Ben as both Valtusian and Ert.
Evening.
We have Steph as Vienna.
Hello.
We have Reese as Blossom.
Hello.
And we have Aaron as Xandal.
Hi.
So, before I get into a recap, one thing, I unfortunately, after coming back from my holiday, have a small cold. So if any of my voices aren't quite on point tonight, I can blame that.
We will judge.
Judge away, but I'm going to blame the cold. So, yes.
That's not Gunther. We have an imposter.
But yeah, other than that, I think that's all I've got to say. Although I will say, on the cruise, they tried to serve me watermelon gazpacho. No.
What even is that? Like,
It was an amuse-bouche drink on one of the formal nights, and it was watermelon gazpacho with a cucumber and mint salsa. No.
I'll put this out there. There was a question that we put out recently on, I think, Blue Sky. If your D&D character was a flavour of soup, what flavour of soup would they be? Please answer in the comments.
wait, what? I thought that was my question of the day for
It was.
my Dragon Age thing. You stole my.
Yeah,
I mean, you
I
gave
gave
me-
it to you, but there was gumbo and gazpacho, so, like, just putting that out there.
Minestrone. Talia would be minestrone.
Anyway.
I'm going to be thinking all friggin' session now. I'm like, what flavour is that?
Yes.
Anywho.
Can I do
Yeah, that would be
announcements?
mushroom.
Yes. Yes, any announcements?
Yes.
So at the beginning of every session, we just like to do a thank you to all of the tools we use to put out our D&D session. We like to thank Sirenscape for all the music and the ambiance. We use D&D Beyond or random Excel sheets with lots and lots of brackets and semicolons for our actions. And what else do we use? Oh, we use Roll20 for all our maps. So it's just a thank you to all of the developers that create all of the tools and all the interlinks to make those work together to make a fantastic tool. And just, if anybody's interested, Fantasy Forest next year. Tickets go on sale November 1st. If you want to come and find us, we'll be in a random tent and we'll be flying the flag of Dice and Mimics. So, yeah, that's when the tickets go on sale. Not sponsored, just it was an amazing time. Come and join us. Camping, drinking, lots of fun, fantasy stuff. So, yeah.
Okay. So, to recap last session, the party, having defeated Shade, took a quick, short rest, or the amount of rest that they were allowed by the minions of Umbrablade that were watching them from within the walls. They then solved 2 final puzzles before finding themselves in a acid-filled room with platforms floating in the acid with another exit on the other side. As they went to begin to try and cross, a dragon, Umbrablade, revealed themselves from within the acid and engaged them first in conversation and then in combat. A death-defying combat then took place where various members of the party went down. Various other members had hero moments. And then, as they managed to finally fell this powerful beast, only to discover that it was merely a simulacrum made of snow. It was then that the deception was revealed to them as Ultgard, the dwarf they had been travelling with since the beginning of the Drake Crag Mountains, revealed himself to be Umbrablade, the Destroyer. in a polymorphed form.
Dwarves are such dicks. Just putting that out there. Fuck you,
he
Daggers.
then made them an offer with the trading of the gem for Val's portal dagger, stating that effectively Umbrablade now realized how much of a hot topic this gem was, and that they didn't really want to have to deal with, though they were sure they could defend it, it was too much hassle to keep hold of it against wave after wave after wave of Faceless. So why not get rid of it to these adventurers who seem to want it, and take another option for gaining Great Worm status through this portal dagger? Val kind of agreed, kind of not, and sort of wishy-washied for a while, which then resulted in Umbrablade getting quite angry and almost killing Urt. But eventually the dagger was left. Umbrablade claimed it, and the party were allowed to leave the Golden Mountain. Upon exiting, the gem was delivered to them in a bag, and they then used Urt's recall spell to return to the Jigging Jester. Talia went and quickly found Gunter, whilst the rest began to decompress and deal with their issues in the Jigging Jester, with Vienna having placed the gem in the vault and was sat guarding the door. And that is where we pick up. What would you all like to do?
Just want to point out in the recap that you also made me cry.
Oh yes, there was
you
also
and Vienna
the
also made me cry.
Yeah,
Sorry.
very
the
touching
moment. Yeah. It's good
moment.
shit.
So, Val, you were upstairs. Everyone else was in the main area, other than Vienna, who was down by the vault. You
Sandals
had
out by
gone
the
off.
ship.
You
And
were
I was
heading.
with Gunter because
You had gone.
I went to the bloody basin, found him there.
Yep.
He teleported us back to our room in the Jigging Jester, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
And yes, Zandal had gone to the ship and seen Grifter and Halise get off, and then been reminded that he should probably go and check in with Finri, and was probably heading on his way there.
Yeah.
You in trouble. You're always in trouble, but
Yeah. And to be fair, we haven't long gotten back, so I should be okay-ish.
So we'll probably start with that then. Sandal, as you make your way quickly through the Sapphire Docks and into Halcyon Heights, making your way through the mansions and the rolling grounds, you make your way to the small forested area of the Shattersun estate. Making your way through said estate, you eventually come to the small cottage in the center, in the clearing, and you can see the candles and lights flickering behind the windows. There is smoke coming out of the chimney, and it looks homely and warm.
I am still acid burn. I am still exhausted. I am still angry. I am still challenging. I just knock on the door. I need a hug.
You knock on the door, and you hear a few voices muffled from inside as the door opens, and you see Lord Shattersun stood there in just a pair of sort of cloth breeches and a leather waistcoat, obviously just in his homely, relaxing clothes at the moment, as he looks around at first at sort of his height, then looks down. Ah, Zandal! Finri, Zandal's here! And you just hear an absolute clatter as Lord Shattersun effectively gets drop kicked out of the doorway. And Finri is stood there in a lovely green sundress, looking down at you, her apron slightly dusted with flour and her hair a little unkempt. And she goes, Sandal! And she scoops you up and lifts you up and just holds you to her.
I take the moment to just really sort of like hug her. Like, I'm
As you hug her, she smells
defeated,
of
essentially.
incense, flour, apples, and a little bit of flowers.
You've been baking again.
Well, of course I have. I have to prepare for, family life and all.
Yes.
Oh, halflings
Speaking
and
of
food.
family. Yes. Speaking of family,
So at this point, she holds you out and looks you over and goes, "You are a mess." She is then going to dump 30 points of lay on hands into you as her hands glow with the light of Pelor, and some of your wounds close up and your
Yeah.
energy returns to you.
I really need your help. I messed up and I've been delaying it with everything that's going on, but I want to fix this before we get married.
Well, of course I'll help you with anything, you know that.
Not the giant woman.
No. I need to go home for a few days. I need you to come with me.
Of
My
course.
brother and Aunt Polly turned to stone, and it's kind of my fault, and I'm going to explain everything as to why.
Oh, well, that's absolutely fine. I'd love a chance to go and visit your home, you know that. We'll organise a carriage and we can set off as soon as possible. But in the meantime, whilst you explain that, she then... But during all this, she's been carrying you through the cottage, just leaving her
Yeah.
father in a heap by the door, completely forgotten him. She brings you to a writing desk upon which is a massive scroll. She goes, "Who's Tefali? You can explain that one too."
Farley?
Tefali, the cloud giant who you had not quite flirted with, but who had flirted with you in the Drake Crag Mountains, and you had given him the as payment one of the poses
One of
from
the
your
bits of
Kama
information
Sutra
I remember.
as
Like,
that.
I remember as a cat player, but Sandal would have likely just pushed him straight to the back of his mind. Yes, I think that's a giant. He demanded payment for passage. Remember back at the festival, I said I had all that information in my brain, and that night was very exhausting. I kind of told him some information.
Oh, I know. It's detailed here in the letter. He's got lovely penmanship, and he's also offered us the use of his floating cloud castle as a honeymoon destination, should we wish it.
Is that
How long
is
have you
that
been
supposed to join
talking to
in
him
though?
for?
Well, we've been exchanging letters for a day or two now. He uses a
Oh, he
lovely
moving in on
griffin.
your girls and
No.
He's gay.
oh, he be giving her pointers then. Oh shit.
Okay.
But for now, I think you need. She sort of sniffs you. A bath, some warm apple pie, a pint of cider, and some rest whilst you explain everything. Come along,
Yes.
and she just starts walking with you up the stairs, and
Yeah.
we'll leave that there as you fill her in, and she begins making.
I basically
necessary-
explain
Say.
everything from the moment I got Haslick stuck in my head and why Haslick's stuck in my head, blaming my father, up to now.
Yeah. But that all happens whilst she's helping you bathe, clean up, get fresh clothing, get some food in you, get some rest, and helping you decompress from this journey.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Talia and Gunter have, I'm assuming, finished what they were doing. Would they have then come downstairs from the bedroom, or would they still be within the bedroom?
Probably still within the bedroom, but not like doing anything, you know.
Yeah. As Gunter
Just a
is sort
conversation.
of like pulling his trousers back on, he's sort of like, so do you want updates now, or shall we wait for everyone else?
And she just
Not
kind
that it's,
of
not to jump straight from pleasure to business, but you seemed a bit urgent with everything on your last sort of messages, so
you didn't say it back.
didn't say what back.
I said I loved you.
I did say I love you.
You said "Oh Scheiße" and kissed me.
Yes, well then I'm pretty sure I said I love you quite a number of times during what we just did.
Not with words. No.
I did use words. It's not my fault you didn't hear them over what the sounds you were making.
That is true.
But if you want me to say it, he leans in, kisses your forehead. I love you.
I can't even blush because I'm already red. Like, how do
You go blue.
how do red tieflings blush? Like, do they
I
go
would say
purple?
it's sort of
Like,
a sort of
sparkle.
bronzing, a
I
sort of a
sparkle in
bronzing.
the sunlight.
I would say it would be a sort of a bronzing of the cheeks.
Yeah. So I should blush. Maybe,
No.
so what did I miss? I noticed you training shirtless with shit. Which one was it?
The diamond. It's a diamond girl. Yeah, he's.
I was a little worried at first.
Oh well, I happened to mention that I was trained in hand to hand, and he got a bit insistent, so I did it once, and then it turned out to actually be a good workout. So we
Did it
occasionally
once? She kind of bares her teeth a little.
sparred with him once. Sparred. Scheiße, my
Better,
goodness.
just sparred.
Just sparring. And it turned out to be a good workout for both of us, so we decided to it's not a regular thing, but it happens every now and then when he needs to blow off some steam, or I feel like I need to brush up on my skills a bit.
I don't know, it's just the way you word it is... I can't help but just have a dirty mind when I'm next to you.
Yeah, I have that effect on everyone. But still, yes, I've been working with the underground, and we've started to gather information and some of the things that you asked of us, and I have a few tidbits that I can feed back, but again, is it probably better to wait for everyone?
We should probably have a full meeting, but you'll be pleased to know Shade is dead. We finally got him.
Wunderbar. I will not
I
drink
feel like
to his
Baras
memory.
would really want to know that.
Yeah, you're probably going to get summoned as soon as Baras knows you're back. I know that I've had a messenger here most days asking if you are back. So yeah, I think he's probably going to be summoning you fairly sharpish to get a debrief, the different kind of debrief than what we just did.
I should hope so.
Although I'm sure if that was Alvina he was debriefing. What?
Nothing. I said nothing.
I said if it was Alvina he was debriefing, he might not mind.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. How is that going? Is he like...
It is like watching two love-struck puppies who don't know how to talk to each other.
Adorable.
They are so cute.
It's nobles, isn't it? There's always this etiquette they've got to follow. They can't just, I like you, you like me, let's go,
It's less that and more... They try, like, Baras tries to do something romantic, and yes, it is romantic, but it's very... You know how Baras is normally very composed and collected and, very... But he's very put together.
Yeah.
Around Alvina...
Does he get flustered?
Around Alvina, he may as well be Grifter around her least.
That is adorable. Speaking of, I hope they got back okay. We should probably... Well, but Sandal's probably gone to see... Finnery. Nearly forgot the name. But yes, we should probably have a meeting before we are summoned so that we can,
All right. So I'll finish getting dressed if you want to go and see where the rest of the party are and get them to the meeting room.
Okay.
Okay. And he opens the door and gives you a slap on the ass as you walk out.
I missed you. And then she'll walk out the door and go find the others.
Well, of course you did. It's me.
He's so modest.
Yeah. You see him rooting through his wardrobe, getting a few clothing items out as you leave. You would probably run into Val first, as he is upstairs in his in the meeting room, actually, with the flower, having just finished his prayer and his crying.
Val. You okay?
I'm fine.
So you're not then?
I said I'm fine.
You're not fine? You can't lie to me. Like, you literally can't lie to me, I can tell. Like, it's a thing.
Just tough, that's all. I'll be alright.
Yeah, tough is one way of describing it. Have you seen the others? We should have a meeting.
No, I came straight up here when we got back.
Where's Earth? Did they go and see Mara? Wilma? Sorry,
Wilma?
not Mara. Sorry, Wilma. Who's Mara? I don't know who that is.
I don't know who Mara is either.
I've got no idea.
DM's quickly writing notes.
That's a new name. Whoever that is.
She
Right.
just now.
You just see Val continuing to like pick up little petals that have come off the flower and like almost doing like the whole bonsai tree thing and just making sure that the flower is trimmed to the correct level so it doesn't like overspread.
I'll put a pin in it, and then she'll go downstairs to see if there's anyone else around, because Val is clearly not in a talky mood.
Okay. Going downstairs, you would see, I'm assuming, Blossom in the tap room. Ert is also there, looking absolutely exhausted and just sort of sipping on a fruity cocktail that Rook has made her.
Christ, you didn't go see Wilma, Ert.
A bit tired. Probably go
You should
tomorrow.
Probably message her and let her know you're okay, though.
I will do that. Yes, but for the moment, I think rest.
Yes,
Clean
that's
up.
probably a good idea. We need to have a meeting at some point upstairs.
Yes, figured as much.
Maybe take your drink upstairs, sleep on the couch or something while I find the others.
You watch as she does that. She picks up the drink and it's got like a twirly straw and she's just sipping it as she starts like slumping up the stairs.
It's just a pint of whiskey.
It's one of those drinks that's more sugar than alcohol.
The most dangerous kind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you could drink, you can knock them back, and then you wake up and you're just like, I'm drunk. Blossom, are you okay?
A little.
A debatable question, I know.
Yeah, a little sore in places, but
I'll bet you went down pretty hard.
Now the question is, how many bald spots do you have?
Yeah, you went in. Did you go in the acid? I can't remember.
I don't think.
I think you just went down on that platform. I don't think you ended up in it. I think
technically-
me, Xandal,
Acid breath.
Yeah.
Valdisian, and I think we all went in the acid. But I don't know if
Most
Blossom did.
people got hit by the acid breath. Blossom went into the acid, but it was while she was in the form of a giant constrictor snake.
Ah, yes, I remember now. But yeah, head upstairs. We're going to have a meeting. I'm just going to go and find wherever Xandal's gone. We're not going to have a meeting today, are we? Maybe we should all rest and have a meeting in the morning. Because I'm
Rest is
pretty...
probably a good idea.
Yeah, maybe we should go to sleep. Shit, I just left Gunter upstairs. Well, I don't know what time it is when we got back. Was it like late afternoon? Was
It's
it
early evening. It's
Early
probably you're
evening.
probably talking sort of 6-7 o'clock-ish.
So as much as we want a meeting, we're all too tired from the fight with the dragon. So I think maybe I'll do a quick run around to the people I've already talked to and say we're gonna go to bed early, a nice bit of sleep, and then early in the morning we'll meet in the meeting room and have a meeting.
Okay. You are
So
easily
we
able
take a
to
long
find.
rest.
You're easily able to find Vienna posted up outside the vault on a chair, to be able to inform her of that as well. The only
Yeah.
person that you cannot find is Zandal, but eventually Grifter and Helise come in, and they inform you that they saw Zandal at the ship, and he had then headed to Finry's.
Makes sense. How was the journey on the ship?
I mean, it was all right. We had a nice time. Yeah, it was interesting. There was a lot of good food.
A nice time, huh?
You watch as
Mhm.
Helise sort of glares at you with a slight blush, and Grifter is just like looking anywhere but at you.
Young love is so adorable. I hope you behaved.
We
Didn't
didn't
give
do
Boston an eyeful.
we didn't do anything like that.
Not even hold hands? Come on.
Helise just storms off, and Grifter just sort of like goes to talk to Rook, obviously about possibly getting a room.
Right. I'll go find Gunter, drag him back to bed. To sleep. Well, to lie and stare at the ceiling for 4 hours and not move, I should say, for me.
Yep.
But yeah.
So, you all do complete a long rest.
Thank
For
fuck
Vienna,
Just
Vienna,
realised
for
we're half
you,
dead.
Rook comes at one point and takes over guarding the vault for you, so you can get your 4 hours of meditation in.
I was just about to say, if no one comes to relieve me of my duty in that chair.
Yeah. No, Rook comes and he literally, like, he's carrying like a giant cask with him, and he lets you move out the way, and then he sits down in the chair and just slams the cask down in front of him as a blockade.
Okay, I'll see you in the
So-
morning, Rook.
So we get a long rest, yes?
Everyone
Yeah.
gets a long rest. As you all awake and stir the next morning, you all hear in your heads, no matter where you are, I'm terribly sorry to wake you all at this early hour. Emperor Barras would like you all to come to the Sovereign Citadel as soon as possible. I will be there as well. See you soon. And you all
Let's
recognize
take
the voice.
Ragnavale.
You all recognize the voice of Ragnavale.
Yeah, I figured as much.
Sounded tired.
Probably is. Reinforcing that vault must have drained him.
Uh,
So we go down for
Yeah.
breakfast, right?
yeah, Vienna will find Rook and say, hopefully we can find someone else to keep an eye on that vault. I don't want you to take all that time.
Not a problem. But yes, there is breakfast served to you by Amben, Val, as she gives you a peck on the cheek as she walks past. She could tell that you were distressed yesterday, but though she is your mother, she knows it's not quite her place to butt into your adventuring lifestyle. So she's just doing the quiet support and doing what she can here with the food.
Seems a silly question, but it's one that I've been thinking about. Has Amber actually hummed or sung or mentioned the song that she used to sing all the time when I was a kid, or has she just not done it?
You probably have heard her humming and singing under her breath while she's been going around doing chores. You probably would recognize bits and pieces of all the songs.
Okay.
She hasn't specifically sung that song, but you probably will have caught bits of it.
That's fair. Just in my head, I was a little bit suspicious because it was like when I thought she was dead, that was one of the one pieces that I was holding on to, and then I was just like, oh, I didn't join back up with that storyline thread at all, so I thought I'd mention it.
No, she's very much like she'll like hum to herself or sing quietly when she thinks no one else is around, and you've definitely caught snippets of that song.
Cool.
Meanwhile, Xandal, you awake in probably Finry's bed in fresh nightgown. And Finry comes up the stairs in her quite conservative nightdress with a tray of breakfast for you, and seeing you awake and the consternation on your face. So he goes, "Shall I delay the carriage?"
No, I should really let the others know that I'm probably heading out anyway. They'll only worry and call me
That's fine.
stupid.
Whenever you're done, come and meet me by the gate out of the Gateway District, heading north, and I'll have the carriage there waiting. Yes?
Thank you.
Not a
I
problem.
go over and just give her a bit of a hug. Now that my challenging nature is like probably dissipated for the most part.
Yeah. She
You're also a bit
picks
of a
you up.
fool if you're going to think we're going to let you split the party. Just putting that out there.
Or it's not even
Ye-
that. It's like we have a gem, and we have a select time limit to kill every last faceless before they get hold of it. Or if we're going and leaving it undefended while we're going and dealing with your shit, they could steal it, and then we're right back in the shitter.
That's
We
why
have a jam. We have an enemy. Oh.
Enemy jam, like literally right now, yeah.
Yeah. We'll talk that when Xandal meets up with you guys.
Finry picks you up, gives you a kiss on the lips, and then puts you down as she goes to get ready for the day, and leaves you to eat and do the same.
Yeah.
But eventually, you all breakfast, feed yourselves, get ready, get your gear on, and then you all begin heading out. Eventually, all meeting up just outside the Sovereign Citadel. Xandal probably munching on a nice roll of like a cinnamon roll that Finry has baked for him that morning as he's walking along.
Roll.
Getting your sugars and your electrolytes back in, I see.
Oh yeah. Hi.
But as you arrive at the Sovereign Citadel, the guards recognize you immediately, allow you to pass, and you are escorted through much busier halls than you were expecting. These hallways are normally fairly quiet with a few attendants moving around, a few guards, but now there is a flurry of activity, people running back and forth with papers, people shouting at each other, mages casting spells. You get the feeling something big has gone down. As you arrive at the usual meeting room and are allowed in, you see Barras, disheveled, bags under his eyes, and a tide of paperwork on the table in front of him, and next to him is Rachnaveil, equally as tired, with bags under his eyes, which is odd for an elf who normally only needs to meditate for 4 hours. He looks physically drained and is currently swigging on some kind of potion as you all come in.
I'm going to guess there was an attack here recently.
Good, you're all here. Please come, sit. We can update each other.
Yeah.
As you all take your seats, Barras sort of rubs his eyes, snaps a finger, and an attendant comes in and pours hot drinks for everyone. You see Barras is looking particularly thick coffee as he takes a swig. I suppose I should go first.
Yes, what happened?
Would you like it in chronological order or order of severity?
Oh, that's a
Severity?
good question. Yeah, severity sounds important.
We have lost contact with Fogelden
Remind
Oh.
me what Fogelden is.
The
in
gnomes.
Gnomish capital.
Figured as much.
We lost contact with them roughly 4 days ago. Maybe 5 at most. I sent agents to investigate, obviously, because our diplomat there stopped responding as well. The Ghostlight Woods, where I thought they were. Before, it was a place of mist and misdirecting magic and almost slight fey. It is now a domain of death. The trees are withered and gnarled. The mist itself saps the vitality from those who walk through it. And there is hordes of undead everywhere.
Just like what's the city with the Githyanki and the Beholder?
Innsbruck, that's
Innsbruck,
where we
yeah.
go to next. 7 days ago, and I'm assuming this is where the hordes of undead came from, the city of Innsbruck, the Crystal Tower, exploded and sent undead everywhere. The city around Innsbruck, the outer city, is in ruins. We have had multiple refugees to take in. We have had to have guards and platoons going out to quell possible undead hordes coming our way. It has not been good.
Has Mortimer said anything at this point? I bet you he's
Mortimer-
I was
excited.
just thinking that.
You can feel Mortimer vibrating slightly, but that's about it. He's keeping to himself for the moment. So, yes, we believe that may be where whatever has caused this issue around Fogelden has come from, or at least was gained from. And like I say, we have not got any sort of contact with the gnomes anymore. We are working on the worst case scenario, that the city has fallen. In fact, we have one survivor in custody who we are still waiting to come around. She was found at the edge of the Ghostlight Woods in a truly atrocious state, which has taken our healers and mages every ounce of their skill to keep her alive. You will unfortunately recognize her as Inala Jinkclank. But she is our only eyewitness, and she is currently in no fit state to tell us what happened.
I might be able to do something with her.
That
She doesn't
would
have to be conscious.
would be wonderful, but for now, that is on the back burner. The next most severe thing. I have had men keeping an eye on Reforp and what is going on there, partially as assisting in rebuilding efforts and for taking in refugees if we need to. However, we have a power struggle happening in the city of Reforp.
However,
There are 3 main camps that are forming. One, I believe, to be headed by the Faceless. It is hard to tell. They claim to be just a dark sect of shadow worshippers, but I have heard tell that their high priest wears a blank mask. It feels like a faceless cult, but they are not outwardly claiming as such, so it is hard to tell. Next, there is the positive one that we are clandestinely supporting, which is a cult of the Raven Queen forming around a Null who has seems to be doing good work within the city and is focusing on charity and doing what they can. They are gaining a good number of supporters. The most worrying group, in a way, other than the Faceless, is a group calling themselves the Five-Pronged Path, whose ideals are derived from the strengths of chromatic dragons. It feels like a hidden Tiamat cult, but again, they are not operating under said name, and so we cannot outwardly claim as such. That is what I've been dealing with for the past week of
Good.
rather little sleep. I'm hoping you have some better news.
We have
News.
possession.
Don't know whether it's better.
Do we want to say this? Is there a
Possibly.
way of like shielding off this room
Yeah.
first?
Before, yeah.
You watch as Ragnar finishes that potion and goes, "One moment," and he starts casting. And Sandal, you've seen Ragnar Vale cast before. This is sloppy and sluggish compared to his normal casting. He has been either awake for multiple days or he has been casting a lot of magic recently. He is
Do we have
physically,
any spare
mentally,
mana
magically
assist?
drained.
something? Can we,
Not with this spell. As you watch as he casts a spell and then goes, "There, we are warded against divination, and the room is dimensionally locked. It will last for an hour."
I'll say it quick and I will say it plainly. We have probably in our possession the only
Remaining.
anchor of the Divine Gate. If we can keep it secure, they cannot, the Faceless cannot complete what they want to do. So we need to defend it and hunt them to extinction before they find it. Basically, or the world ends. Basically, yeah.
Right.
Times.
At least we have one. We will organize what we can to increase the strengthening of your vault. It is probably better to keep it there rather than move it somewhere.
I can only assume if the gnomes have fallen that they have their stone, despite me warning them to be more careful.
Again, I do not even know if the city has fully fallen yet. We can't get people in. I can't contact anyone who was in there. The only person who was there at the time of when this change happened was Inala, who we've only managed to recover in her current state and can't get her to wake up.
Then I will try to divine from her something.
That would be useful, but like I say, for now we will assume the worst case scenario, that the city has fallen and the Faceless have that gem. But like I say, we will organize.
Good bit of news we've got.
We will organize for not necessarily guards, but anything that you need to bolster the vault. We don't want to draw attention that we are suddenly guarding that vault more than before. Anonymity is probably our best bet at this point. From what it sounds like from your report,
needs to be called upon, even the ones maybe a little morally questionably grey.
Again, I think this is probably best to do quietly.
Yes.
From what it sounds like, as you left that mountain, all Faceless within it were dead. There were no Faceless nearby. Currently, they will not know the dragon does not have the gem. You teleported back rather than leaving. So until their spies see you here, they will still think you are within the mountain. And even if the spies do see you here, they will just either assume that you failed and had to flee, or they will investigate to try and find out if you have the gem. If we can keep it quiet for as long as possible and don't draw attention to it, we can buy ourselves some time.
Maybe some distraction tactics would be a good idea too, although anyone who signs up to those missions has to be willing to die.
Indeed, I would rather leave that until we know for certain
last
that they are
resort,
onto us.
We'd definitely play it that we didn't get the gem. If we have to tell everyone we failed.
I pull out my Cliffy conch shell and just straight up ask it. Do the Faceless have Fogelden's gem?
Okay. As you ask it and you lift it to your ear, you hear crashing of gentle waves and the blowing of harsh winds, and you get
That's
an
a yes.
unsure answer. Unsure.
Okay, unsure. Well, that's an unusual one.
It is neither a yes or a no.
What,
Yeah.
what did the devils say? Because
They failed to complete the contract and gave us.
They were just like, we can't.
They
can't kill.
they said that they had managed to kill a large number of faceless, but there was one member of the group that they could not kill. Every time they
Because we
managed,
didn't allow soul metal.
yeah, well, they said every time they managed to slay this individual, they would just come back.
I'm guessing that Fogleton hasn't completely fallen, because the answer is uncertain as to whether or not the Faceless have their gem.
Or
I think
the
there's a struggle
evil
going on.
godlike horrible thing that they're worshipping is probably powerful enough to block such divinations.
Or they're still fighting as we speak.
Yes, but the
Which is
sooner
what I was
I
trying to say.
see Inala, the
Yeah.
better in that aspect.
Yeah.
Or they have the gem, but they have passed it on to a third party to hold, so such divinations do not work. It's technically in their possession, but technically not.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I need to see Inala. I think that is a good next port of call.
Rachna sort of then picks up. I have been researching on your behalf, and I have been looking into what the Faceless would have to do to potentially break such gems. I can tell you now, even if they do manage to get hold of all 5, the ritual they will need to do is long and complicated. It will require large amounts of resources, large amounts of magic, and it will be easily spotted and easily intervened with. If they do it in a secure location, we will know it and probably have more than enough time to muster some form of attack to prevent it. The only way they have of speeding up this ritual is to do it at a location of previous extraplanar shifts or crossings. Places where an extraplanar incursion has happened, or where the divine gate is a little weaker. Those sort of places will cut down the amount of time for the ritual and probably make it so that we would not have enough time to intervene.
Are we able to
we
defend
have to
those sorts of
assume
locations?
they've found something like that already.
I am beginning to research such locations. One such location would probably be the Verdant Labyrinth, which is rumoured to have a portal to the Feywild, but that is probably fairly well defended by the Fey who inhabit the woods there, and we'd see them going there. Another place, according to your reports, would probably be the Divine City of Rethorpe. We know that the Slard broke the Divine Gate slightly there to reach through, so that would be slightly weaker, but that place is in a lot of turmoil. We are doing what we can by supporting the group that we can there with the Knoll.
About Zimmerzabab, or whatever it was called. Would that count? Oh.
Oh no, the
A
DM's
paddy
died.
freeze.
Uh-oh.
A rare occasion.
And it's
recently.
off 7, so with the things, it's about around the same
An
time.
hour earlier.
Around... Oh no, because it's BST, isn't it?
Oh, he's back.
The only other place that I am... Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, we don't know what's going on. Are we back?
Are we back? What did you guys
Yes.
hear last?
You went completely blank, and then...
After I said Zimmerzabab, or whatever it was.
Zimbuzab, I think, yeah.
I didn't
And
even
then-
hear you
yeah.
say Zinibazab, so...
Yeah.
I was speaking about the Verdant Labyrinth and the Divine
Yeah, we heard
City of
about the Verdant
Rethorpe.
Labyrinth, and then you mentioned Rethorpe, and then everything went to...
Yeah, so I mentioned about Rethorpe and how they're... So, basically, Muhammad supporting the Raven Queen cult. The cult of the Five Paths cult is also opposing what they assume is a faceless cult. and he thinks that the Faceless won't risk doing it there until either they've solidified control or have enough followers to make it worth it. And then, yeah, he then goes, the only other place that I can think of off the top of my head that would be a suitable location would be Zinabazab, but that would be extremely risky on their behalf because the gods can act within Zinabazab and would probably immediately quash any such ritual.
Did you say Ingbrook as well, considering that's a city that's stitched with different...
I do not think so. Ingbrook was a number of demi-planes. It was not anything to do with extraplanar. So I think that one is okay for now. But there could be countless numbers of unknown portals and cracks in the Divine Gate that we do not know about. I'm doing what I can with familiars and scrying to try and find any that I can and either mend them or keep them under watch, but
Do you need
there
any
are
help
limits.
from us to do anything?
Just if you hear of anywhere that you think could be a location of an extraplanar rift or a previous location where you know of creatures from another realm breaking through, it would be useful to keep them on the watch list.
There's probably two pieces of information you might need. When we got the stone, the area we're in, the dragon was harvesting large amounts of ore and turning it into multiple types of material that have tremendous amounts of wealth, as well as armor capability. But also, we had to trade the portal dagger that I had for the stone, which has the ability to have the gate spell. I don't know if that item can be modified.
The dragon was also, it's trying to become a great worm, but I feel like that's a problem we could probably deal with later. I think he's so focused on that I don't think he really cares.
I don't know a lot about magic, but that item could allow you to travel between planes, so the fact that he's talking about extraplanar travel, I just thought it would be worth mentioning.
It might also be a good idea to defend our ship, because it can shift planes too.
There is a difference between an item that can slip through the Divine Gate and an actual break in the Divine Gate. What they need is an area where the Divine Gate is naturally weak, not something that can slip through. The dragon doing what it is with the portal dagger may eventually result in such a thing, but it will be in the depths of the mountain at the bottom of a dragon's lair backed by an army. Again, not exactly an ideal place for a ritual to take place.
That's fine. And the more information I can throw at you, the better we're armed. That's all I'm thinking.
I completely agree.
Would any of us have any background knowledge of anything like that?
I would say in this instance, there's two characters I'm going to ask here to do either religion or history, and it's Blossom and Vienna, please.
Religion or history, right?
Yes, your choice.
It's going to be a gamble on either, so...
Yeah, I'm the same one either.
Have to roll the dice.
I know nothing.
We need to know something. We're going to roll like shit, because this happens every...
Just wait for Blossoms.
Yeah, I'll go for religion.
16.
Not bad.
Okay, so Vienna, you know in Drow society, demon summoning's a big thing.
Yeah, that's what I thought I asked the question, because I was like, would I know of anything in like the Underdark?
Yeah, demon summoning's a big thing anyway, but that's summoning, not portaling.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, you know that there is an ex-dwarven city, the Nuledzar Spires, which is host to a potentially large mind flayer colony. But again, you're not certain that's got anything.
No.
You just know that that's a thing, and that they sometimes, that sometimes again they deal with planar stuff. But again, you don't know if there's a portal or anything like that there.
Yeah.
Blossom, you would know at the Order of the Lycan in the Celestial Vale, there is supposedly a minor crack in some of the spring water there to the celestial planes. It's part of what gives that area its calming effect and allows Lycan trainees to train with their Lycan abilities safely to control them. It's part of what gives that whole area sort of its blessed effect. But again, it's a very small crack in a very realistically heavily defended location. A lot of Lycan blood hunters.
I don't think we can assume that it's safe.
But
So
it's probably
worth keeping an eye on.
Yeah.
Or at least mentioning.
So I will mention it and say that it's worth keeping an eye on.
Ragnar scribbles it down. He goes, I will reach out to the Claret Order of the Lycan and make them aware and see if they'll allow us, not necessarily oversight as such as I understand it is a sacred ground, but at least some form of ability to observe. Oh, yes.
Headaches
That's
all
all.
around then.
Indeed. But for now, we have stolen a march on the Faceless, and as I say, for the moment, I believe their forces and their spy networks are focused more towards Fogelden, the Golden Mountain, and Reforb. So hopefully, Maham is fairly clear, and we should be able to keep the fact that we have the gem quiet. But I am definitely going to err on the side of caution.
That is wise. Shall we have a chat with Inala then? Well, not quite.
I
talking,
will.
but yeah.
I get the feeling you all need to have a quick chat to discuss what your plans of action are. If you don't mind, he watches. Barras sort of looks at a pocket watch and goes, I am meant to be having a quick breakfast with Alvina in a moment. I will return.
Go get some rest, lovebird.
I will go and do that. If you all discuss what you're doing, let
Maybe in
Ragnar
the
know.
premise. Maybe in this room while it's still warded.
Yes, I will
Yes.
leave. Ragnar will maintain the ward. You discuss. Let Ragnar know what you're doing. He will then inform me, and we will make any arrangements that are necessary. Your plans. You watch as he gets up and sort of smooths out his clothing a bit, and you can see he's obviously in clothes that he put on like 2 days ago. He's been working round the clock for a while, and with everything that's going on, as the Emperor, he's head of military, he's head of domestic, he's head of everything. He has to make all these decisions, and it is weighing heavily on him. As
I want to fix your hair.
he pauses and goes, oh, yes, I almost forgot. He reaches into a small side cabinet, retrieving a pouch, and places it on the table. 5,000 gold pieces for a job well done.
Thank you.
And he turns and leaves the room.
Ragnarvale, before you completely check out and fall asleep, big favour to ask of you.
Of course, Sandal. What do you need?
Take Grifter into your school properly. Put him under Professor Zanis for charms.
If the boy requests it, then it shall be done. However, if he my apologies. If he prefers to stay with Wilmer, then I will not break up a master-apprentice situation.
I'll
I mean,
speak with
Wilma's
him.
a pretty good enchantress. Like, you know, she makes some pretty powerful shit.
Well, I was
Oh,
going to
that is-
suggest.
I'm thinking
Let's-
more
I'm-
about the fact his mental defenses need to really up their game if he's to do what we saw with the Raven Queen.
Also, Wilma may not be in the best place to teach.
What?
And you
What's
watch as
happened to
sort of
Wilma?
perks up. What? The news of what has happened has not been quiet.
Because she's not
And
right.
Fogelden was her home. Ingbrook was her school. How
Yeah,
would you
that's a
take it
double
if you
owie.
heard? From what I have heard, her shop has been closed for the past 3 days. And she has not been seen outside of it, and there has been flashes from within as if she is working herself to the bone. It may be
Perhaps we
wise
should,
for
visit
all of
her.
you to visit at some point.
I was going to say that we should probably visit her anyway.
Nod vehemently.
If she is. People in that mindset, you can't stop them working to the bone. If they're willing, like, if they have stuff to work through, that's what they're going to do.
She
However,
might benefit from having something to focus on. And
However-
maybe a friendly face to make her rest between.
if we point out that potentially she could do some work at the Jigging Jester, be closer to us, and help,
Like, use the workshop?
well, not just the workshop, help with the vault and help with protecting the Jigging Jester, maybe she'll be closer to us, closer to Ert, and we can also look after her and make sure that she gets food and drink at the times that she needs to. I've seen Xandal in the fluid states when he is like super focused. If she's in that kind of area, she needs somebody to give her a bit of a prod. I'm sure Ert will do that,
Yeah.
right?
Yes. Good idea.
Well, yeah, we'll go and see her when we got a chance.
Bolstering defenses, definitely a good port of call. Helping Wilma. What else should be on our agenda?
So I think we should get Grifter his mental
Protected.
defenses, and then he can start on his wizardry. Since that's what
Yes.
we all saw with the Raven Queen Doodag thing when we
Yeah,
saved him.
You're welcome. We should talk to. I should see Inala. I need to read her threats.
I cannot organize something with Anala immediately.
I'm not
but-
saying right now, dude.
No,
You need
no.
to sleep.
Yes, I know. I will organize for a time for you to see Anala, and we will let you know when that is available. Like I say, she is currently being kept in the Black Iron Bastion, as she is still a prisoner. And obviously, but she is also being tended to keep her alive and try and get her to come round. But obviously, as she is in the Black Iron Bastion, we will have to organize an escort for you to visit.
Yes, of course.
I have
Is there
some
any-
news as well.
Right.
I'm heading out of town for a while with Finry, just for a few
What?
days.
Do we even have a few days, Sandal?
That's why I'm heading out and not we.
On your own? I mean, is that wise? Didn't exactly leave on good terms with your father.
Well, there's just some things that I need to fix. And I won't
Do
rest
we
easy
know
until
about the
then.
whole stone thing? Did you tell us that?
I think Val
Yeah,
knows.
because you gave me an absolute bollocking for trusting Haskell.
Oh, yes, I remember now. I think I had the whole "I told you so" conversation. Okay, I
Yeah.
remember now.
Yeah.
Knew not.
I can, rather than it taking you a few days, Sandal, go to the Arcane Academy. He quickly gets a piece of paper, scribbles a note, and signs it with a magical stamp. They will give you 2 scrolls of teleportation. You can take us up to 8 people with you, and it will allow you to teleport there and teleport back, thus cutting your travel time. It's better to keep you as close to the city as possible at the moment, rather than you spending days on the road in a carriage.
That's fine. I still think it would be best for just me and Finry to go with some family shit to sort out as well on top of it all. So
I support Xandal in this. He's got to do what he's got to do.
I suppose if we're going into what could potentially be a suicide mission, we should probably all get our things in order.
I would be inclined to take somebody else with you, just so that you've at least got a threesome going on. But not like
let's not
that.
give your mother any more ammunition.
No, the last time you were left alone, you nearly got ripped apart by a bone claw. And whilst I trust in Finry's abilities, you know, having somebody else there could help if you get attacked. That's all I'm thinking. But then the transport skull could make things easier. It just depends on how much time you are planning on spending on the other side.
I would take some help if I could. I know everything's in pretty much sideways from this point on. The gem is obviously the priority.
Which is
So-
why I'm not leaving it.
Accepted.
I cannot leave it either.
I
This
would
is my
I would
preference.
suggest you, given your abilities, but you need to be here with Wilma.
Ert needs to be here with Wilma,
Yeah, that's what I've just said. So
Yeah.
yeah.
but Valdician could go
Um,
with you.
Yeah. If you'd like to come, I know you potentially probably want to spend a bit of time with your mother since you don't get much, but
I thought she was dead for ages. It's hard to rekindle that relationship, but it's what's... If I have to sacrifice a couple of days with my mum to save the world and spend, like, years rekindling that relationship, that makes more sense than just everything ending. However, if you insist on going alone, I insist you take the Equalizer with you. That's all I'm going to say.
yeah.
I also need to get in touch with Fraudwin and find out what's going on there. We also need to find out what's going on with the drunken party.
Oh, that's a good point. They haven't checked in a while, have they?
And I've not
Because-
heard from my kin either. I asked them to keep an eye out for certain things.
Because
Then
he's strong, and if he's going to get drunk somewhere, I'd rather have him in the Chicken Jester right now.
perhaps we should all be getting in contact with some allies then. You go see Frodoin, potentially, yes? I need to... I should probably check in with the underground. And see Naller at some point, whenever that is possible.
I also think
Xandal
we
needs
need
to
to-
take care of his business. You want to check in with the Drow? Blossom, anything you need to do?
Eat sushi, have a nap.
Reach out to more blood hunters, see if they know of any other locations that would be worth keeping an eye on.
I'm also
I think
putting it
I'll go.
out there. Sending spells, try and get hold of Balasar, try and get hold of Yami, try and get hold of anybody that can...
Darling, Shade had their sword, like, I'm pretty sure they're dead or worse. And probably not a
We
good
don't
idea
know.
to be contacting them. I don't think it's a good idea. The fact that they've even had contact with the Faceless is, it's too risky. They'll be, if they're not even dead, they could be being watched or something. We can't play our hand. We can't let the enemy know what we're doing. So I think I would advise against that.
Okay, that's fair. So we've got a plan.
Very good.
Right.
It's a very rough plan, but it's not a lot to go on until we get more information.
Yeah, so Ragnar, you go, like, nap. Get your mana back or whatever it is you may just need to do and you rest.
Yes. He snaps his fingers and you watch as the enchantment around the room fades. Good luck. And you watch as he just sort of slumps in his chair, his eyes closing, and he's meditating on the spot.
Let's leave him to it.
Do we have any charcoal?
We can soon find
I do.
charcoal.
Give me that quick.
I'm just gonna.
You know
draw
he's going to blame
glasses
me.
on his face.
As you go to do that, there is just an arcane spark as a ward around him activates. And
You're no fun.
you are, as Talia turns around, she has clown makeup on.
I deserved it. I
He
deserved
worked.
it. I
he
played
worked-
with fire and I got burned.
Ragnar Vale heads to
Worked in a
school.
school.
He's dealt with pranks before.
Most of them mine.
Right.
Okay, cool.
As
I'm
you
gonna go
all-
get this shit off my face and then go and talk to the ring or the platinum drill or whichever one it is.
Yeah.
As you get up and leave the meeting room and head out of the Sovereign Citadel, where would you all like to go next?
Are we all going as a cluster to these places, or are we all just going to separate?
So there's 3 places within close quarters of each other that you can go. Gunter's waiting to give you all a debrief at the Jigging Jester, which is
Probably do that
including
first,
Yes,
yeah.
he's good at giving information, so we
which
might have
is
something
including
first.
the underground's information because he is
yes.
now the Sapphire Drill.
Yeah, I
there-
forgot about that.
There is the Arcane Academy to pick up the teleport scrolls, but that is literally across the road from the Jigging Jester. And there is Wilmer's, which is also in the Gateway District.
I was gonna say Wilmer's will be en route, so probably do Scrolls, Wilmer.
Wilmer's just past everything else from where you currently are.
So
You are going to head north out of Halcyon Heights, up the main thoroughfare, and then Jigging Jester and Unseen Academy are there. Further along to the east is Wilmer's.
So
Okay, so-
Wilmer's, Scrolls, Jigging Jester.
It depends if you go past the
No,
Jigging
so
Jester and the Academy.
if we're doing it on our way, then we do the Jigging Jester first, then and then
I want
The-
Wilmer to be there for the debrief. Potentially.
okay. I mean, got to convince her to join us.
Well, we want to see what her reaction is, but if we're gonna like involve her in this, then I want her to like know what's going on.
That's probably a good idea. All right, so we'll go along. We'll walk past everything, and then we'll go back on ourselves to go back to the Jigging Jester. So
Yeah.
we do what? Wilmer's first, then Scrolls, then Jigging Jester.
Land at Jigging Jester last, yeah.
Right.
So you all make your way up into the Gateway District, along the main thoroughfare, and then turning right, going past the Jester and the Arcane Academy, heading a little bit further along, going into that courtyard area that contains the Silk Cheeks, Candied Cantrips, and then down the end, Wilmer's Wondrous Wares, which you can see the doors closed, the shutters are drawn, and there is no lights inside currently.
Back door.
Immediately just runs up to the front door, fishes a key out of her pocket, and then locks it.
Good.
And
girl.
you watch as she runs in, shouting Wilmer's name.
We should probably go and follow just in case.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Give her 10 to 20 seconds.
Yeah.
10, right, we're going.
Yeah.
Let's go.
As you
Fiona just like,
all-
no, we're going. Let's go.
As you all
I'm
enter,
pretty sure that was 2.
as you all enter the shop, you almost think it's gone back to how it was when you first ever came here, Val and Talia. When you first came here, it was just a clutter of junk, and it was messy and dusty and horrible. For those of you who never saw it like that, you're used to like the clean displays, everything neatly done. There's stuff all over the floor. The displays are trashed. There is marks of what look like spell fire against the walls. And there is just, you can hear whispering and like sort of like talking quietly as you see behind the counter. She has Wilmer gathered up in her arms and is rocking her as Wilmer is crying and has tear tracks all over her face. Her hair is a mess and she is covered in various reagents.
Okay, now we give it 10 seconds.
Yeah, let's give them a moment.
And then Wilma eventually calms down, looks up, sees you all, and then she gets up out of Ert's arms. Ert tries to stop her, but Wilma pushes her back. She slumps through into the back room, comes back with 2 items in her hands. One she hands to Ert, the other she hands to Val. Val, to you, she hands a black crystalline halberd, pulsing with a red glow from within. To Ert, she hands a golden helmet with filigree designs of light coming from a platinum halo at the top. As she looks at you and goes, points to you, Val, vengeance. And to Ert, she points and goes, protection. And then she just collapses asleep on the floor.
Oh, that's something. Is
You
that
get
what
the
wanna
feeling
go
she
back
has
there
spent
to
past
ourselves?
3 days sort of metronoming between absolute hatred of the Faceless and wanting to punish them, which has gone into that halberd, and fear and protect and wanting to protect Ert, which has gone into that helmet. And looking at these 2 items, these glow and feel the same amount of magic as is in the. These are powerful.
As a
This is in the
what?
Sorry, you might cut out.
As in,
You,
sorry,
you cut out.
It's like it
every
was like
single
exactly.
thing.
You intentionally mute yourself so you
Word.
didn't hear it, or what
Sorry.
was that?
same amount of magic and power as is within the. Which Wilma had said.
What the
No,
fuck?
again.
You did it again.
Between the equalizer.
Literally both times you tried to say it, your mouth moved and we heard no sound.
It's like in
Sorry.
Kill Bill when they
It's
try
like
and
the
mention
song
the
was just
bride's
like, no,
name.
they mustn't know what this is.
Yeah. But Wilma had said the equalizer was her magnum opus. These
Yeah.
are on the same sort of level. She has put everything into these.
Pick her up, take her to bed. I know, Val, you
Did
wanted.
we bring her? Did you just her?
No, leave her be. She is not in the mindset to make any decisions right now. We can fill her in later. Let her sleep.
Go to the jester. I'll pick up the scrolls. I'm going to pick up Finry because I think Finry will probably want to
Yes, good
listen
idea.
in on this as well because she can help look after anything that goes wrong here. So
I'm semi gonna help, like depending on if Ert has the strength. I'm not sure whether to pick Wilma up and carry her to bed.
Easily able
Okay,
to pick
cool.
up Wilma. And she goes, no. Bringing her to the jester, she can rest in my bed.
Okay.
All right, up to you, sweetie.
You watch
She
as
does
she
need to rest.
cradling Wilma whilst also cradling the helmet.
Okay.
Val's
Scrolls.
gonna pick up the weapon, but not actively touch. He's gonna wrap a piece of cloth around his hand. He
Yeah, I was
doesn't
gonna say,
distrust, but like
something created out of hate probably might not be a good thing. So we will check that's
I'm
okay
thinking
first.
it's likely not exactly stable.
No.
yeah.
That's just
So
her mindset.
whilst Val appreciates all the effort and everything else, he's still like, I mean, every single item Val touches, it's always got like a backhanded slap across the face.
He's developed
So-
a bit of a
Okay.
bit of a paranoia
As you-
complex.
As you pick this halberd up, you can feel there's potential, like even through the cloth, you can feel there's like a potential within the weapon. There's no sentience there. There's no. It's not like Mortimer. There's nothing speaking to you. There's nothing trying to connect to you. But you can feel there's like a well, currently an empty well within the weapon.
And once I get back and to the Jigging Jester, and I can sit with the weapon for a bit of time to just like understand it a bit better, then I'll probably touch it. But right now, I'm just going to keep the cloth around my hand.
Okay. So heading out of Wilma's, closes
We
and
lock
locks
it up.
the door.
Yeah.
She locks it up.
We lock it up.
You head back. When you get to the Arcane Academy, Xandal, you knock and receive a acolyte who takes the note and retrieves 2 teleportation spell scrolls and hands them to you. And you then all head across the road back into the Jigging Jester. Upstairs, takes Wilma, places her in her bed, tucks her in. Sandal, you go and fetch Finri from where she's trying to marshal a carriage at the gates. You quickly inform her that's no longer necessary and bring her back to the Jester as well. And as you all get together in the meeting room upstairs and begin settling in, Gunter as well is there.
I'll greet
Can
him with a kiss quick before taking a place
Whilst
next
we're
to him.
getting this debrief, can we cycle in and cycle out of the debrief every 5 to 10 minutes to go down to the vault? Because we want somebody protecting the vault at all times.
Rook
and
is still sat
is
in front
Rook
of the
still
vault.
fine to be there?
Rook is fine to be there. Rook has basically Rook has effectively blocked it off with giant ale casks and is sat behind them.
Okay, that's fine.
He's-
Rook is the god.
That's-
Rook is fine.
Rook is a unit on his own, right? He'll be fine. The
Yeah.
guy's huge.
I know, but I like to look after the NPCs as well, you know.
Oh yeah.
So do I.
As you walk past, you do see Amben sort of like passing like occasional like jugs of water and snacks through the barrels to Rook, who is sat there. And you see Rook now has this massive club and is just sat there with it on his shoulder.
Yes,
Dude was a
Rook.
boss before. He's got upgrades.
Val,
It's
it's
a
at this
second level
point,
boss.
the amount of time you've spent with the weapon, you feel like you understand it a bit more. And I will put it into your journal. There we go. That should be in your journal now.
Okay, refreshing.
Character items. There we go.
The tension.
Everyone, Finnery's already aware of our side of things that I told her last night, so she's just going to be catching up to speed with everything that we've learned since coming back.
Yes, I've been updated, and obviously I'm more than happy to help where I can.
Good, we need all the help we need.
So we're all here, darling. What have you learned?
Yeah, so I managed to make, as you know, agreements with the Underground, securing myself the spot as the new Sapphire Drill. I've gained access to their resources, and I've managed to turn some of those resources under my command towards rooting out where the Faceless have bases, agents, and so on and so forth. Through that, I managed to expunge roughly 5 spies in the city. As far as I'm aware, currently there are no more in Mahar, but I may have missed some. I can't be certain. They are extremely good at hiding. However, I have managed to locate 3 places we believe may be bases for the Faceless. If not bases, at least outposts or places that they sometimes use. One of those is the Desolation of Samuta. We believe they have some kind of place up there. The next is there's possibly one in the Blackface. There's a sort of the 2 nearest ones we've been able to locate, and that was through the spies we caught here. That's sort of the areas they could tell us. The other one is down near Cadon, the city of Garden. Somewhere around there, there's supposedly some kind of possible base or something. Obviously, there's also all the crap that's happening in Reforp, but after everything that's happened there, the Underground does not have a lot of pull. So, we're doing what we can out there. We're extending our search and trying to find more, but those are the 3 main big locations we've been able to find. There's been other small cells and such that we've been able to locate, but they're small fish, not anything to do with the main groups, and more sort of people in charge of getting the group's funding and keeping a ear to the ground for information for them in various places and cities. sorry, I don't have too much more than that, but hopefully that is a bit helpful.
Whereabouts is the City of Garden thing? I'm not seeing it.
So City of Gardens, you want to go down to Reethorpe and then across. It's sort of between Reethorpe and Minas Pingoli sort of area.
Reethorpe.
Yeah, it's here.
Dust, words, strongholds. Where? What's the city called again? I'm not seeing it.
Cadon, the City of Gardens.
Near Reethorpe?
Yes.
There. Sorry, I'm
Yeah.
trying to circle all the places, so that's
Yeah.
one. Where was the third one?
The Black Waste.
Oh, the Black Waste.
Yeah.
Whereabouts is the Black Waste again? That's
Just
near,
below Mahan.
Yeah, that's near.
Yeah. It's the big swamp, basically. You get the
last
feeling
time I went
that's
there was a giant spider or something, wasn't it?
yeah. That's where you found the abyss dust the first time when you were doing all the stuff in
So I've
Moontide
marked all the
at the
locations
beginning.
on the map now, so that'll make it
Yeah.
easier for us to plan.
Is that still a thing, abyss dust?
Yeah.
It's still a thing they use, isn't it? But we have
Yeah.
the antidote for it.
Yes.
It's just become a party drug for the kids now.
Yeah, it's just a casual drug now.
It's effectively the idea is that like
Drugs,
when
kids.
to make their like best agents, they use abyss dust to effectively remove their souls, and then they just become like robots. Effectively, they still have like a personality and they can still act and all this sort of stuff, but they have no free will anymore.
Okay.
But that's something they only use on like their actual agents or people that they want to control, and it's something that
Or
has to
cannon
be
fodder.
it has to be done in very small amounts over a very long time as part of rituals. You saw
Okay.
so Val and Talia and
Previous. Yeah.
saw what happens when it leaks into like a water supply. It takes people into a very deep sleep, and
Yeah.
over time it like erodes at their soul, but it's not something that if you took it all in one go it would just kill you. It's
Right.
something that has to be done very slowly over time.
Okay then. Very good. Well, at least we
So,
know
yeah.
where to focus some attention.
We have some targets quite nearby. Black Waste isn't too far. Desolation of Samuta is not too far either.
We wanna
Might be
go
a
see
starting
Broadwin
point to push
anyway.
them back.
We need to start making them bleed.
I think this would help.
Probably best
Val
not to do
fix his
anything.
vengeance to his back.
Probably best not to do anything immediately. Obviously, like I say, we are keeping an eye on these places, and like I say, some of them aren't like bases. They're more sort of places that the Faceless use when they're in the area. They sort
It's
of hold
more
out.
if we know that a commanding officer could be in there, then it's
Yeah,
time
then
to
we will
make
let you know.
haste.
But currently, you are supposed to be licking your wounds after losing. You're
Yes.
not supposed to be going and trying
Your
to
mic
pick a fight.
light is muting you quite a lot. When you're
Yeah, I was
talking.
going to say, you are cutting out a lot.
Sorry about that.
How close
That's
have you got the
right.
mic to you?
Quite close, but I'll move it a bit closer. Is that better?
For now.
So
we'll see.
far,
Yeah.
yeah.
It just seems to strategically like, is he about to say something that could be really important? Let's make it so you can't hear that part.
Yeah.
You know, in cartoons where they deliberately like honk a horn.
Yeah.
Yeah. It feels
it's
like
kinda
that, but it's
that.
just silence instead.
Yeah.
But yeah, Gunter sort of goes like, you are supposed to have just, lost to a dragon. You shouldn't really be.
Yeah,
Going out
We'll
and suddenly
look
picking
a
a
bit
fight
pathetic
with
for a
the-
few days. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the other thing is if you suddenly go out attacking the Faceless, they're going to suspect that you have a reason to be doing it.
You know, when I say attack them, I don't mean like literally walking into the front door, kicking it down,
Oh
and
no,
killing
but
them.
if
I mean like covert ops, like
yeah,
Talos.
but I'm saying if one of them happens to get a Vayan's report that you're doing that, it's going to look suspicious.
Yeah, I know. I mean like
Or it could-
in, out. They don't fucking know.
Or it
Yeah.
could put them into a mindset that we're panicking because we think that they've got it.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
maybe
but now we're
when-
getting into like the whole argument of
Mm.
talking ourselves around in circles.
yeah, it might be best to just leave it a day or two and then let us gather some more information as me into Underground, and we can give you some info and then make some strategic decisions. Yeah?
Yeah. No,
Very good.
I don't know. The words escape me.
Has there been any communications from anywhere else? Any letters arrived for?
Not that I'm aware of. Nothing's arrived here for anyone that I know. Xandal, that weird kobold's been looking for you occasionally. Father Nicholas wants to talk to you at some point, but not desperate as far as I'm aware. Other than that, I think that's everything. Probably Barras and Ragnar gave you more details than I could.
All right.
I head to the workshop where the trapdoor is.
Finri sort of follows along
he's
behind
there,
you.
isn't he? I forget. Yeah.
As you
Seems a
enter,
little bit-
as you enter Xandal into the workshop, you hear a click, and you look down and you see almost like a tripwire that you did not set up. And you sort of look at it and you're like, what the hell? And then about 2 seconds later, the trapdoor bursts up and Nut goes, Xandal! Xandal!
How's the new arm dealing with you?
You watch as he raises it up and it clicks and whirs, and you see he's upgraded it significantly. You now see like various like nozzles in the palm. There's like jars of what look like alchemist's fire. He goes, very good, very good. Yes, yes. Xandal, 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 Xandal. Where?
Yes.
Where robots?
Source subject? Don't ask.
Nut's wedding present may come in useful earlier than expected. Nut is good. Nut is glad. Yes, yes. Nut is glad.
Not so much.
Xandal, come. Xandal, come. Nut show wedding present. Come, come, come.
Are you coming, Finri?
Mechanical penis.
He looks up at Finri, goes, not sure she fit through tunnels. Might have to go the other way. Oh, this is bad.
I guess reduce.
Finri shrinks down, looks at herself, looks at you, Xandal. This has implications. She gives you a
I'm so glad I wasn't the only one that thought of that as soon as you said it. I was like, oh, I see, that's how this relationship works.
Nut then goes, good, good, follow, and he ducks into the tunnel.
I'm able to walk next to my wife to be at head level.
And as you and Finri climb into the
Yes.
tunnel and follow, it's roughly 2 hours of going through these tunnels. And
Oh
eventually,
god, I'm gonna have to cast it twice.
Yep, you do have to recast it. But eventually you come out into a familiar location. The underground city where you fought the Clockwork Queen. And you see
I remember that.
lots of work has been done here in clearing away rubble, and like you can see archaeologists sort of looking over bits of it, but Nut grabs you both by the hand and drags you across to where what used to be the industrial quarter.
Look,
And you see this massive, almost monster of a machine. And you see like multiple arms and armatures and various like chambers. And it goes, yes, yes, good, 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 good. Xandal, I present to you Automaton Omatic. And he with his mechanical arm, he shoves it into a thing, twists it, and you watch as it lights up in arcane runes and sigils, and you watch as molten metal begins flowing through pipes. And you watch as over the course of 30 minutes, a perfect hacker, just without a power source, is built and deposited in front of you.
That's pretty awesome.
Yes, yes, can adapt designs on. He brings out like a sort of like magic projection screen, and you see like it's got like inputs and stuff. Can adapt, change, make things better. Yes, makes the shell, but you still need to put power into. Yes, yes, yes. Nut knows that you have problems sometimes with the automatons getting damaged. It can also only make, and he watches, he like rips, like on the screen, he rips away most of the hacker, leaving just an arm, and then the machine, he presses the button again, and the machine produces just the arm. He's like, can make
Okay.
replacement parts, can make new items, can make things quicker, better. Yes.
I am now visioning an army of hackers, and I don't know how to.
Oh,
feel
And they're
depressed.
all depressed as fuck.
It's at this point, by the way, you notice movement around this machine, and you see 5 mechanical kobolds looking exactly like Nut, moving around doing maintenance on this machine, and Nut goes, yes, very good for making helpers, very good, very good. Nut
Now
made
you are not overlord.
Nut made the machine, made one, then we improved machine, then we made another, improved machine again, and so on, and so on. Originally took most of a week to make one, now soon quicker, better.
If you don't call
Power
one of
source.
them Marvin, I'm going to be disappointed.
Yeah.
Happy wedding.
Yeah. Thank you, Nut. I really
You get the feeling
appreciate it.
Nut doesn't understand weddings. He's just heard that it's a celebration and you're meant to give a present, and he's just gone
Some people
full
give a
bore
kettle,
into
a
this.
toaster, and he's just like, nah, robot machine.
It definitely has its uses. The power source is going to be costly, though, for the thing.
Nut's
I will get working on the power section.
Nut working on miniaturizing. Currently has to stay here, but eventually Nut may be able to put one in your workshop.
Definitely.
Someone's shocked.
What are you using currently for the power source to your clones?
Currently, power for the kobolds, I'm using Dragon's Breath.
Dragon's breath.
Yes, yes, I managed to find a source of old Dragon's Breath. Yes. And you watch as he like pulls one of the clones over and flicks open the chest, and you see in the middle just a like glass container like the ones he has on his arm of glowing gold flame. Yes, this whole city used to run on the breath of a gold dragon. Yes, yes. So Nut has been siphoning little bits off to use as battery.
So there's a gold dragon down?
You weren't there.
No, I'm asking a question. Is there like a gold dragon down there? Like,
No,
how
so
do we-
basically what he's saying is when this city was built, it probably had a gold dragon ally, and what they did was they breathed fire into the like heart of the foundries as a power source that was gifted to the city.
Okay, I was gonna say, I'm like, you steal it from a dragon? Are you crazy?
No, probably it's more than likely with the age of this city, this golden dragon's long dead. But Nuts like found a way to siphon this eternal flame off and use it as a power source.
I need you to do me a really big favor. No.
Yeah? What?
Like, make as many hackers as you can.
Okay.
And
Limited
keep them
by-
down here.
Limited by amount of resources. He sort of like gets that screen and sort of scrolls through it. Current amount of materials. Do you want them as strong as can make them, or just made? Because I only have a small amount of adamantium. I can't make more than one hacker out of adamantium.
Just make them as durable as you can.
Okay, if we use steel, I can make roughly 20 hackers. Currently.
Okay.
If I use
Keep
iron,
doing that.
100.
Keep doing that as best as you can for as much material as you can. Keep them down here for now.
Okay.
I'm going to work out trying to get a power source that isn't siphoning what's left of what you're taking for your kobolds.
Yeah, it can't take too much more, otherwise machine won't work.
Exactly. May have just built our city's defences.
Nut's good at that. Nut built Zeppelin.
You also built that giant flying cube thing, which was awesome.
Yes, Nut is good at building things. Nut likes things that go bang and boom and make things, and it's good.
Nut likes to nut.
Yeah.
Also, Nut been told he has new friend on way. Other kobolds have heard of a good alchemist kobold. They're going to send him my way. Yes.
Yes.
Sandal's villain arc? Are we witnessing the
Wait,
start
is
of-
that the cobalt that we bumped into on the
Oh,
way
it
of
could
the
be.
mountain?
Yeah. Is it that one?
Potentially.
We'll find out, I guess.
This is where he spawns all the hackers, and the hackers just go, banana!
Oh, like minions.
Yeah, essentially, we're now building an automatic defense system for Mom.
Hey, it works.
Finri is just staring at this going, I would have preferred a cutlery set, but this'll do.
Don't give him ideas. You'll get a mechanical cutlery set. Come on, let's go home.
Swiss Army knife of.
She just takes your hand as you start walking back, and she goes, "Take me to the loveliest places."
Nut makes a replacement hot plate before you do.
As you're leaving, you hear Nut call out, "Looking forward to coming to wedding. I have suit being made."
Oh,
I
God.
cannot wait, Nut. This is going to be amazing.
Am I gonna have to draw a fucking kobold in a tuxedo?
with a
Yeah.
mechanical arm.
Alright, I got it.
Henry, you do realise that our wedding is not going to be normal.
I never imagined it would be after I met your friend, Sandal.
Yeah.
But you two spend the time going back along the tunnel, back to the Jigging Jester. Whilst they've been gone, what has everyone else been doing? By the way, Val or Ben, I've also included the helm because spent enough time with that to understand that now.
Okay, I have a read through that now.
So how's your the knitting, Bianna? Is that like how's that going?
I kind of stopped for a little while because I can't think how I can make it useful at this time.
I'm just thinking, right? What if we had an army of little knitted spiders? We could like swarm them on our enemies. It'd be hilarious.
It would, except they only last for an hour.
I mean, an hour being swarmed by spiders would be.
I'm gonna have to
I'm
knit
just
fast.
thinking of the interrogation, like possibilities with that.
It's 24 hours for a creation.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah, they last up to 24 hours.
But yeah, I'd still have to do a lot of knitting very
You
quickly.
probably get hand cramp. Maybe that's not practical.
Yeah.
And you know.
If I find something useful for it, maybe. But
I'm just imagining tiers of hackers where you've got adamantium, steel, iron, wool.
Oh my god, can you imagine a giant crocheted
gorilla. What I'm having to prep myself for, though, is I don't know how to approach my mother.
Family's always tricky. Especially when
Yeah.
they're like as
Priestess of Lolth,
Yeah, pretty scary.
Commander of Naveen. Yeah.
So what does she want with you exactly?
It's not what she wants with me, it's what I want with her. At the
do you want
minute,
with her?
she's the contact I have underground. She is the commander of Naveen. She has ultimate rule if she knows anything going on, at least nearby.
It's tricky, isn't it? I mean, obviously they don't want the world to end. That would make things a little inconvenient for them. So it would be in their interest to help. But at the same time, they're probably not going to do it without getting something in return, right?
Yeah,
how you
it's
guys
always
work?
it's a tit for tat. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, Vienna explains the whole situation with his sister the minute, and the fact that she's now got this ring, so now she's #1 target for her sisters, and that's
Oh,
the
so
help.
you've got like a whole war of succession going on.
Yes, usually that's done by killing the mother, but I don't want to take my mother's place. It's not where I fit.
Yeah, it does seem a bit boring being in control of a city.
Yeah, let alone being a
More-
priestess of Lolth.
Especially when you don't even worship Lolth.
Yeah.
Because that's got to be an awkward conversation with your mother, isn't it?
At the minute, I'm pretending.
That's probably a good idea.
My sisters probably have a suspicion. May yet use that against me. We'll see, but at the moment, I feel like I need their help.
Yeah, but how to get it?
That's a difficult one. Also, I haven't heard anything from the drow in Minas Pangoli.
I don't really have a lot of experience with drow. I mean, I was raised by one, but, well, male drow don't exactly know everything, do they? They don't exactly have the same rights as your ladies.
No, they tend to be a little bit more submissive.
I mean, I wouldn't really describe my foster father as submissive.
Sorry,
Except when
submissive
he's
for a
with you.
drow.
Yeah, your foster father as well. Maverick was a half drow.
Yeah.
He's not full drow.
How bad is Gunther flinching at the mention of Maverick? And Spider.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I just realised, just casually, yeah, poor guy's still
Gunther
traumatised.
is like sort of like rubbing his arms and looking into the corners of the room.
Don't worry, darling, there's no spiders here.
Yeah, I had Rook and Amber clean yesterday, so it should be good.
Really
no,
want to knit a
dude.
spider right now.
I mean, if we're contacting all the allies we need, then maybe I should contact my foster father, but hosting him would be quite a thing, considering he tried to kill you last time. I mean, he was
Yeah,
just
that's-
testing you, it's fine, he wasn't really going to kill you, but
I got the feeling that if I failed, it meant death, but yeah.
you passed, so it's fine, right? You're best friends now, yes?
Yeah. Best friends.
Yeah, friends.
Paddy,
I
I've
would-
got... Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, Ben.
Just a couple of questions on the helm.
Yep.
The 2 charge and the 3 charge effect doesn't have a time limit set on it. Do I assume that's got the same time limit as the 5 charge, as 1 minute?
So, the 2 charge is an instant thing. It just
Right.
happens. It's like an immediate effect. The 3 charges... Oh no, hang on. The 2 charges... 2 charges would be a minute. Yeah,
Okay.
sorry, I'll update that. The 3 charges, the flash effect is just an instant thing. It just happens instantly.
And then the 5
But the
charge is
effect
also
of
1
the
minute.
effect can linger. Yeah,
Um,
the effect of the blind can linger, but... There we
And
go.
with the 5 charge, considering it's a 10-foot radius, that's 10 foot no attacks, and then if I did Spirit Guardians, 5 foot outside of that would also...
The wearer cannot be within the area. It does state that on the 5 charge.
Okay, cool, I'll reread that.
Yep. But yeah, Vienna, you would know that with Naveen, with the way Naveen is run, is there are... So Drow society is complicated at the best of times. And different cities are run in different ways. But
Yeah.
there's obviously generally there's a bit of a not a likeness in the way they're run, but there's always the fact that obviously there are noble families and ruling houses.
Yeah.
In your city, it is a theocracy. So though there are noble houses and thing, they have no say in the rule of the city beyond training daughters to become priestesses
Yeah.
and
I'll-
vie for the high priestesshood, which is what your mother currently has.
Yeah.
So she
okay,
is-
so she's not a commander as such, but
She
yeah.
is the de facto ruler of the city because she is the high priest.
Yeah.
There are various other governing bodies that deal with the day-to-day and that sort of thing. But when it comes to final decisions on everything, it all goes through your mother.
Yeah.
And you know of other drow cities where it's done as, like, there's one where it is the Council of Matrons, where the 6 most powerful noble houses each have a ruling mother who then sits on the council, and the council makes all decisions for the city. And that's how that one runs. And then it's the vying of the middle noble houses to try and unseat one of the high noble houses to take a place on that council.
Yeah.
But your city, Naveen, is a theocratic city, like Rethorpe used to be, but there's only one religion.
Yeah. And
The
that's
the only other major group in any drow city normally is the mages. And mages are predominantly male, but they are also, though they are, basically becoming a mage is the highest sort of level a male can get, but it still doesn't put them on the same level as a priestess of love.
Yeah.
They become better than warriors, but they're still not as good as priestesses. So, like, the mages are predominantly men because they can't enter the priestesshood. So if they show any talent at magic, they're shoved into the mage schools. But you know that especially with how you know how powerful wizards and mages can get, that rankles on the males. And you know there have been on occasion in other cities, never in Naveen, but there have been attempts at uprising by male mages before to overthrow priestesses because they see themselves as, because their magic doesn't come from a god, the mages see themselves as
it's
superior.
natural to them.
Yeah, so it's drow society is this very careful balancing thing of, like, lots of different political structures and all that sort of stuff.
I wonder how it works sometimes. Like, because on paper it shouldn't. But yeah. So yeah, Vienna's just gonna think about. She's kind of got the pen and paper in her hand, using this gem that her mother's given her. Yeah, she's just trying to think how to word it, because she doesn't want to obviously go right in. Oh, we've got this, this, and this. But she's with very careful planning. She's basically going to try and explain the situation.
The other issue. Roll me a religion check.
Okay.
Vienna. With advantage, because this is something you would have grown up around. 16.
Yeah.
The other issue you have is Lolth.
Yeah.
So Rixali is a demon lord. And you know why Rixali's doing this is to try and sink your material plane into the abyss, to add it to her own, to increase her power amongst the demon lords. You know Lolth hates all other demon lords. She despises them. She absolutely does. All demon lords hate each other. That's just a fact. So Lolth would be probably very happy to try and screw over Rixali. But she'd also want to do exactly the same as what Rixali's doing.
Yeah.
So if you went to your mother and said, by the way, we've got these gems that control the divine gate, and we're trying to stop people from getting them, she'd go, well, I want to get them now because Lolth wants them, so she can basically do exactly what Rixali's doing.
Yeah. Is that hence why the careful planning of what to say?
Yeah.
So instead, she's kind of going to go by, like, not necessarily a lie, but just out of interest, have you heard of any breaks in the Divine Gate, any portals that might be rifts?
I would say with that religion check, you would know if you mention, maybe don't mention Rixali by name and don't mention the Divine Tethers, but if you mentioned that during your travels you've heard whispers of a demon worshipping cult trying to find gaps in the divine gate to use for a ritual to empower their own demon lord,
Yeah.
then it would be very likely that your mother would be interested in helping foil that, but also would then think of searching out those cracks for herself to report them to Lolth. Now, she wouldn't be able to do anything with them, but she'd think she'd be helping Lolth, so she'd be more likely to do it.
I'll probably go with that side to it with my mother.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll start writing that sort of thing out.
Okay. You write that out and eventually you send it through the gem. And it's about a 30-minute wait. And then there is that scribbling, scratching sound as the first spider appears, and Gunter jumps into the air, vanishes into a shadow, and you hear a splash from the onsen.
Actually, I think this is the first time Tali is actually... Fiona usually does this in private.
Yeah.
So...
You watch as this
Isn't this
single
delightful?
spider splits and then multiple form into this mound and then slowly skitter away, leaving a scroll in the center.
Yeah, I'll pick it up.
As you open it, break the seal and look it through. My dear daughter, this is very interesting news, and something that we, the worshippers of Lolth, will obviously work to circumvent. We do not want any of the other demon lords getting any sort of foothold upon the material plane. We will begin searching for these potential fault lines immediately. I have a rough idea where one might be, although those mind flayers may be an issue. But we will send some scouts and see what we can find. Yours sincerely, your dearest mother.
Okay, well that's that one covered then.
You know, that's a really creepy way of exchanging messages.
Weirdly, I'm used to it.
Yeah. I think you traumatized my poor darling.
She looks over at Gunther and says, "It's safe now."
Gunter, you see Gunter come slopping out of the onsen, sopping wet, and he looks over and goes, "I'm just going to go change my clothes," and he slinks off into the room.
Oh dear.
Right, now to see if I can get some new goalie. Since I did ask them to look out for Faceless, but...
That's true, you did.
Okay. As you think of some way of trying to contact the netters, it's at this point that Xandal and Finri return from the workshop.
No, we come through the front door because I can't keep shrinking down Finri all the way back. So they've seen me go up into the workshop and then come back through the front door.
I don't even question it anymore, Vienna. It's just happened.
We're just weird, aren't we? We are weird.
The strangest group of people in Maham, yes.
Oh, before we left Nut, I would have told him as well that he could use the materials from the drill, since I remember that thread and the devastation that friggin' drill brought to Desolation. So
yeah,
yeah, we're just going to sort of like go, yeah, you could dismantle that and use that for materials.
Yep. So Nut agrees with that.
Yeah, but yeah, then we come back through. I kind of want to find Halise and Grifter as well.
As you come in the front door, you see them. They're down in the tap room, and Grifter seems a bit... He keeps glancing up the stairs, and you get the feeling he's heard about Wilma's current state and is concerned. And Halise is doing her best to comfort him.
Grifter, Halise, I need to
hi, Xandal.
talk with you. Hi.
Hi, Finri. Hi, Halise. Grifter goes, Xandal, nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. I have some things I need to say. Halise, me and Finri are heading back to Riverrun for a few days. If you would like to come, you're more than welcome to. Grifter, I need you to enroll at the school.
Grifter sort of looks at you, looks up the stairs, and he goes, I think I know where you're coming from, Xandal. I'm going to wait to talk to Wilma and see if I can organise something with her to maintain my apprenticeship whilst also enrolling at the school.
Of course.
The
teacher I want you
Good
to
lad.
enroll under is brutal. She will absolutely run you into the ground worse than anything you have ever known before. Finri will back me up on this one.
As Grifter looks into your eyes, you see steely determination. She can run me into the hells and I'll claw my way back out.
And when you graduate, I will give you my blessing.
At that, his face goes atomic red, and Elise looks at you and goes, Brother!
Do we have a deal?
You watch as Elise just walks over to Finri, and her and Finri walk. You see Elise making gestures at you and talking with her frantically. And Grifter just sort of goes, I will do my best.
I will graduate. Believe it.
Takes your hand and shakes it.
I expect big things from you. And
Not going to let anyone down again.
And if you are to be there for my sister, I expect you to hold that thought. Okay?
Always.
I step back.
It's at this point,
ready for the earful that I'm about to get.
Chops you on the top of the head. Xandal.
I know what I did. I'm not ashamed. I'm standing by my ground.
She picks you up. We're going to have words about times and places at some point. But for now, she kisses your cheek and whispers, you did right. Even if it did embarrass Elise.
It's what big brothers do.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
It would be worrying for you if I did have a big brother. Could you imagine getting the shovel talk from my big brother?
I still don't think that's as scary as in she doesn't have. I imagine that still wouldn't be as scary as getting a rollicking from you.
True. Elise turns to you and goes, thank you for the invite, Xandal, but I'm going to stay here. I'm going to help Grifter take care of Wilma and get everything sorted. Henry has also entrusted me to do some errands for your wedding at the end of this week, including picking up your suit.
Could you pick up his as well?
Week?
I point to Val.
Yes, I'm picking that up as well.
I get no choice in my suit? Am I even there? Sorry.
Are any of us there? I don't know.
No, this is happening down in the tap room.
In.
No, this is happening in the tap room. They're all upstairs.
Yeah. Yeah, I point up to where I mentioned Val. I'm probably also going to speak partly for Talia here. Don't forget your training, Elise.
I wouldn't dream of it.
Good. I don't want you having another spell.
And it's at that moment she seems to vanish from in front of you, and the next second you feel a blade poking your kidney.
Good girl.
Just remember, Xandal, next time you decide to try and embarrass me, I know where you sleep. I know where you're going to be sleeping with your new wife.
My manners. I'm so sorry, Xandal.
And I also know what you apparently have in your...
Also know what? Sorry.
you apparently have stored in your head. Pretty sure I can embarrass you more than you can embarrass me.
I'm pretty sure I could embarrass me more than I can embarrass anyone else.
She smirks, puts the dagger away, and walks up.
Xandor don't need no help with that.
Nope.
Okay. You all reconvene in the meeting room upstairs. Ert is still taking care of Wilma in her room. But the rest of you are free to go or do as you please.
So,
What time of day is it?
What something to do?
By this point, it's probably midday. It's been a pretty
Okay.
busy morning.
Val will probably catch up with everybody with what's been going on this morning, and then head down to go and see Father Nicholas, who wants to see him before anything else happens.
I may meditate and try to have a little chat with my patron, considering she's now my patron as well.
Okay. All right.
yeah, I'm probably going to say goodbye
was gonna
alongside Henry, and then we're probably going to go teleporting.
Okay. So,
And
start.
yeah, I was going to say maybe I should have a word with patrons as well. There were talk about the Feywilds.
yeah. Okay.
So
Before Xandor
I-
leaves, I give him the equalizer.
yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
So we'll start with Val. Val, you head out of the Jigging Jester, make your way through the Gateway District and down into... I've forgotten the names of my own city.
Blame the cold. It's the cold.
Yes,
Yeah, I'm blaming the cold.
Yeah.
Ah,
The
Wait.
something district.
Simbazab.
yeah. No, not Cinebazab.
Reform.
No, it's a district of Maham. It's not another city.
Hold on one second. Was it Grimhaven?
Grimhaven, that's the one. Oh, blimey. You head down into Grimhaven and split off through the alleyways towards the Arms House. Upon arriving there, you find a much larger crowd than usual. And you see a number of what look like small shanty buildings having been built around the Arms House.
Before going straight to the Arms House, I'm just going to kind of filter through the crowd to try and like pick up on what people are talking about and try and get a feel before I actually go and try
Yeah.
and find the... Because obviously this is a big change.
Yep, go ahead and make a perception check.
Perception. Natural 20 for 26.
Natural 20. Okay. Moving through, you hear the general people of like going around doing their work. There's what sounds like people discussing potential. You hear a few things that sound like they may be members of the underground discussing heists or recent scores. You hear people swearing and generally having a bad day. But the large undercurrent is despair. And a large number of these people have accents not from Maham. You pick up that there are lots of these people are refugees. And Grimhaven is the only place they've been able to find lodging. They can't yet find work. They're relying on the Arms House and handouts. And though both Barras and the Arms House are doing what they can, it's not always everything it could be. As this is a lot of people coming both north from Reforp and south from Ingbrook. You hear people talking about tales of, from Ingbrook talking about tales of running from ghouls and zombies, packs of skeletons and other undead abominations, having to make their way through Witchmore Mire and having been turned away from Seymour because of how that place is predominantly an elven civilization. You hear from Reforp how they'd how they've had to trudge through the deserts and the dangerous woods plagued by a green dragon, making their way northwards, getting past Wibrieg, which is only a town which hadn't... Few people were able to stay there, but the majority have had to keep heading north, some breaking off in Moontide to try and their luck with the small community there, but most eventually passing through the Black Waste to get to Maham and try and find some safety. You start to get the feeling that of the two nearest major cities to Maham, both of them are now mostly coming here. Maham is the last sort of city bastion on the eastern coast for metropolitan people. There is obviously places like the City of Blades, but that is predominantly dwarven. There is Daystone, but again, that's more of a large town, small city than anything. Other than that, there isn't a huge amount of other major places people could go without having to go much, much further through dangerous places.
So with that background, Val will go and find Father Nicholas.
Yep. You eventually, as you enter the Harm's house, you see the monks there giving out food, blankets, anything they can muster to give to these poor people. And you see Father Nicholas currently sat reading to a small group of children. And as he sees you, he holds up a hand. And you watch as over the next 5 minutes he finishes the reading and then stands, and the children get up and start running around playing as he walks over to you. Valdizian?
Father?
I have heard that you were in need of some ears to the ground, and me and my monks have been doing what we can, trying to listen for anything that may be interesting for you and your group. There has not been a lot so far other than the discontent rumblings of refugees, but there is one nugget of information. The group you are fighting, they wear blank masks, correct?
That is correct.
There are rumors amongst the refugees as on their times and on their journeys here, occasionally groups of them would be approached by individuals with blank masks, offering shelter and food in exchange for joining their organization. I would make you aware that it seems your enemy is bolstering their forces through the destitute and helpless who have nowhere else to turn.
And how are you doing with supplies in terms of
We
what
are
is being dropped?
doing fine. We have enough to give what we can. Obviously, we would prefer to have more beds, bedding, and so on, but for now we are managing to keep people fed and keep them happy, and in some cases we are able to give them purpose. That is all that anyone can ask for, and Barras is doing all he can as well to help. I have heard tell that they are planning on expanding some of the farmland outside the city and potentially gifting a small area to the refugees to begin building a village. But such things take time.
Is there anything I can do in the interim to help?
Nothing that would be more important than what you are doing. For these people, we do what we can for the moment. But from what I have heard whispered and from what you have mentioned before, your current focus should be on defeating this organization and stopping them in their tracks. Otherwise, all the help you could give these refugees would be meaningless. Let's make sure there's a world still here to give them a home in. before we focus on finding them a home. And that's gone. Ah!
1 second, it's just NVIDIA book. It does this to me at least once per stream. I will try and fix it.
Okay.
I was going to say, is it worth having a quick 5 minutes?
Yeah, it's probably
Yes,
about
that
time
might be a
for
good
a
idea,
break.
actually.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're going to take a quick break. Feel free to go get drinks, snacks, use the facilities, etc., etc. We will be back in a moment.
Just in a second. Bye.
Hello, we're back. Hope that was enough time for everyone to get and do what they needed. So, so Val, you finish up with Father Nicholas and begin.
I'll just
Was
point
there
out if
something
he
you want to
needs extra bedding, extra beds, tents, that kind of thing. I'm sure we can try and get that funded. We can find a way of making sure everybody is at least safe. And if you've got traveling, I don't know what the word, not miniseries, like religious people, missionaries who travel city to city to city, just try and get the word out that we're accepting people. They don't have to go into a weird gang or whatever to be safe.
He
make
just
sure that we're
nods
safe
and
there.
goes, "We are already doing as much as we can. There's not much more in the way of resources we can get or throw at this currently, so focus on what you need to do. Use your resources for that currently. May Triferian be with you."
You.
And you turn and you begin making your way back to the Jigging Jester.
Yeah.
Talia,
Okie dokie.
go ahead and make me a wisdom check.
That's just not the saving throws. That's just straight check
No,
from the top.
Yeah,
isn't
just
it?
a straight check.
It's that button, isn't it? Yeah. 9.
9. You slip into meditation. You try to focus on the link with the Raven Queen that you have, both through your own now innate powers and through the Raven's Cowl. And you feel your consciousness slip along that tether. But you don't reach a full audience with the Raven Queen. You find yourself sat amongst a cacophony of ravens, all looking down at you from various perches in a dead and dark forest. Ground beneath your feet cracked and grey, mists rolling around you. But you feel like part of the Raven Queen's perception is here. And you feel like if you ask some questions, you may get positive or negative responses.
I don't really know how to talk to you, but I hope I'm doing whatever it is you brought me back for. I mean, we have one of the stones, so that's good, right? Wouldn't happen to know if they have the one from the gnomes, would you?
You watch as the ravens sort of shuffle on their perches, croak and ruffle their feathers, and you get the distinct feeling of unsure. Things, you get the sensation of almost like a thought appearing in your head of many things are being hidden from many eyes.
Makes sense, I guess. Am I actually doing what you want me to do? Like, have I even interpreted your vagueness?
The ravens around you all begin cawing loudly, and you get an overwhelming sensation of yes.
Oh, that's good then. I thought I was being a terrible champion. So, like, this whole, like, life thing, right? Is this permanent? Am I going to die at the end of this? Like, what's the deal exactly? You brought me back, but I'm still not sure. It wasn't just to be your champion, right? Like, there had to be some other reason.
A single crow breaks away from the others, flies down to you. Sorry, a single raven, sorry. Flies down to you and lands on your hand. And you watch as it looks up at you. Its body shifting and morphing, going from a raven to a dove, and then to a raven. And you get the sense of this current state is not permanent, but the end of this quest does not mean death.
I guess that's reassuring. Did you... I get the impression that maybe when you brought me back, it wasn't your idea at first?
The coring starts up again, and you get the impression of, yes, it was not the Raven Queen's full idea.
But you saw a potential, and that's why you agreed, yes?
Again, the loud coring, even louder, much more positive.
I feel like I should be asking you better questions. Is there anything of old champions that maybe being in my possession would help? Other than the cow? Like, you got any other, like, useful item that I might try to find?
The coring quiets slightly, and the raven shuffle and move. And then the one in front of you that's on your hand flicks off a number of feathers into your hand.
Okay.
And you watch as they shift and morph, shape into vague shapes of items. And you get the feeling that these are not items of the Raven Queen.
Mm.
The Raven's cowl is the only truly bound item to the Raven Queen. But you see a flowing cape, which you would recognize as the Cape of Stars that you have in your possession. You see a set of armor.
Ooh.
Looking like it is made of crystal. You see a rapier made out of a bone.
Again,
You see a battle axe made out of flowing metal. You see a satchel with various demonic and infernal runes all across it. You see a pendant encasing a... she's pointing out the soulbound items you have yet to discover.
We got the satchel, don't we?
You do not have the satchel. The only one you currently have in your possession...
Sorry, I'm getting to fit that satchel that Ert's got. That's not a thingy, is it? That's a...
No.
So
Yeah.
the necklace is the one in the desert, isn't it? That's the
the Phoenix
resurrection of
pendant.
the radiant thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only ones
I knew the bone rapier. I know that's.
The only ones the Raven Queen hasn't shown you in these feathers is you would know of the Sword of Light and Demogorgon's Demolisher. She doesn't show you those two.
Yeah.
As if you get the feeling that's more along the lines of she doesn't trust those items more than anything.
Yeah. I can get behind those.
You feel your tether to this place beginning to weaken. You get the feeling you've got maybe one or two more questions.
Has the thread shifted? Is that thick cord a little thinner at least?
You watch as the ravens all alight off of their perches and swirl around, and you watch as they merge into a thread. A familiar thread that is slightly thinner.
So we're in the right track then. That's good.
If you're a flavor soup.
If I was a flavor soup, no. Well, thank you, I guess. You probably got a lot of shit to do, what you can. So I'll leave now.
The raven that was on your hand flies up, pecks you between the eyes, and you startle awake.
I hate it when she does that. Better than a nosebleed, though, which is what usually happens. Cool.
Meanwhile, Vienna, a wisdom
Aye.
check from you, please.
Wisdom check. Just straight wisdom.
Straight wisdom.
It's going to be Frosty Girl Summertime.
10.
Mommy
and-
time!
And then I need you to roll me a d6.
Oh no.
Which one is it gonna be?
Well, it might not be any of them because I just rolled a 10. So
Okay. You meditate and you clutch Winter's Moon and focus on that tether beat within yourself and from the blade. And you focus and drift. And eventually you hear creaking. The creaking of a rocking chair.
the Night Mother.
And as you open your eyes, you are stood in a pitch black cottage, the only light coming from under a large cauldron with blue cold flames flickering under it. And you see far in the corner this, just the very edge of this rocking chair moving back and forth. And you hear, "So, what did you want, little knight?"
Some guidance, really.
Many want guidance. They don't always like where they are guided to.
Many of my paths have led me to somewhere I don't want to be. But if it's the path I have to take, so be it.
Hmm. And where would you be guided now?
The best route to stop this end of the world situation. I don't know what the next step is.
Winter is a funny thing. It's not something you can fight. It's something that you have to be patient with. The next step in a field of snow can be as hard to find as in a field of grass, because it doesn't matter where you step. What matters is what you step on or into. You are
Where do
in
I?
a...
Where do I step into?
This is for you to decide. You are a being of free will. I will tell you, you are currently in a position of patience. You could do nothing and have time to think. Or you could step and begin events to unfold that you would no longer have control over.
Mother Knight, are you saying that we have time?
Everyone has time. All that differs is how much time.
I'm also concerned about cracks in the plains. There is
There are
concern for the
many cracks between the planes, but not all are easy to find. Some only open under the right circumstances. You watch as the figure in the rocking chair leans forward ever so slightly, those metallic teeth glinting in that cold blue firelight. As underneath your feet, as you are stood on the table, a ring of mushrooms appear. A fairy ring that only links to one place when the moon is in the right position and the weather is correct. The mushrooms vanish, and then the water begins to swirl around you, cold and frigid, as you see small crystals underneath, attached to the table. A tidal pool that only connects to the plane of water when the tide is at exactly the right level. These sort of things are common every day, but so hard to find unless one knows where to look for them and how to activate them. Your enemy does not know of these. They do not have the means to find these. What they are looking for is something like this. And you watch as your vision moves up from the table to look down into the cauldron, into a swirling maelstrom of ice and snow. And you recognize this as being somewhere far, far to the north, even further north than where you found Winter's Moon in Yaspar. And you see this raging storm of ice and cold. A conflagration point between elemental planes. But to get to it is dangerous. Powerful magics. Dangerous, dangerous things. No. Your enemy will be looking for either a previously mended crack that can be broken through easily, or a crack that does not come with risk. Somewhere where they can make a stand. Look for the strange effects on the world. Think about the planes. Think about what effects they would have on the land. When you see something happening in a place where it should not, you might be near a crack. And with that, she just sort of cackles to herself. And then you watch as a knife flings out from the darkness, almost hitting you before you blink awake from your meditation.
And yet, I like her.
But as you think on what she said, you think about places where things happen where they shouldn't. You think about times in the past where you've gone through places and seen strange phenomena, and whether that potentially means that there is a small crack somewhere in that location.
I'm trying to think where those places were.
Roll me a history check.
Oh my god.
7. So you sort of think back and you go through your memory and you think about places you've been, and there have been the odd occasion where you've been, like when you've been sailing out at sea and there's been strange weather phenomenon, and you think whether that could maybe be linked to something.
Do you remember the Aurora Borealis that gave us like a bonus and shit? Were we talking?
Oh yeah.
Do you remember that? There was a random roll on a encounters table when we were sailing.
Yeah.
We were going. I think it might have been Minas Pengoli, but I remember that.
Only other thing that makes you think there's a possibility, and you've seen this in the distance and you've heard stories of it from Zandal. The desolation of Samuta.
Right.
A vibrant, beautiful grassland that has now become destitute and almost death-like in appearance. And you think about the different planes, and you remember the polar opposite of the Feywild, the Shadowfell, the realm of negative emotions and death. And you wonder whether a crack to the Shadowfell could cause something like the desolation. You aren't positive. And then you also...
Yeah, when I find other people, I will like voice what conversation I've had, so we can.
With a 7 as well. With a 7 as well, you remember what Baras said about the Ghostlight Woods, how they've changed, and you now have to wonder: has someone done something there?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Meanwhile, Xandal, you and Finri activate the teleportation scroll, and you feel your bodies get pulled at great speeds through the ether, magic and lights flashing around you before you land gently just on the outskirts of Riverrun. On the
I
main
grab
road
hold of
into
Finri
town.
by the base of her like top, just sort of like I've been through this before. She might not have, so just sort of like grab hold of her just to stop her from just carrying on forward.
Finri just extends her wings, catches her balance, and goes, "That was certainly interesting."
Yeah, it throws you through a loop.
Well, shall we?
Yeah, let's go.
And as you walk through the town, roll me an insight check, Sandal.
Okie dokie. Insight. That's a +0, so this is going to be entertaining. Oh, 15?
15. There's a strange feeling in the air. It's people are going about their business, but you can see people like casting glances towards the Gold Hill Manor. And people occasionally are sort of like muttering to each other, and you hear snippets of things like about Baron Goldhill, and little bits of like he hasn't been seen for like a week. Little bits and pieces. There's just this strange feeling in the air, almost of a morbid anticipation.
So either Dad's gone and gotten himself stuck in a rut again, or he's gone absolutely berserk.
But as you make your way towards the manor, you eventually are stopped by a guard who goes, Sandal,
What's going on in there, mate?
Your father is not allowing anyone else in the manor currently. Even the staff are not allowed in.
The staff?
It's just your father in there. We've been leaving food and so on in the foyer, and it's been vanishing, so we assume he's been taking it. But he's ordered all staff out of the manor.
Are my brother and Miss Poppy in there?
Oh, no. Your brother has been placed within the Temple of Armatae, and your father did order Miss Poppy thrown into the river, but we managed to quickly sequester her into the cellar of her shop.
Thank you. I'll deal with him in a minute. Let's go save my brother and Miss Polly, and maybe my brother may be able to get through to him, since, you know, he's the favourite.
Getting to Miss Polly's shop is the quickest, and you see that the locals have kept it in good order, made sure no one has done anything to it. And a neighbour quickly lets you in and down into the cellar, and you see Miss Polly there, frozen as a statue. And it looks like she was in the middle of probably taking a tray of scones out of the oven when this happened.
Sorry for my idiocy. Okay, Finri, are we ready to try and fix my mess?
Finri just smiles, looks at you and goes, "Don't worry." As she walks over and she reaches into her pocket, pulls out a clump of glittering dust, and she casts Greater Restoration. And you watch as the stone slowly cracks and begins to flake off, revealing Miss Polly perfectly healthy underneath it. As she sort of goes into, "Oh no, but what on earth is happening? Sandal,
Hi.
why am I in the cellar? I was in the kitchen."
Yeah, long story short, the world's gone tits up. Forgive my language.
No, I will not. How dare you say such words in front of a lady, especially such a beautiful young lady as this. Hello, dear. Oh, you're Finry. I haven't seen you in so long. Would you like a scone? I can go whip some up. You're looking rather thin, dear. That's not good.
Thin
Yeah,
Ree.
and I'm may have I may have worded something wrong in order to try and help you, and it kind of backfired.
How
So
many
I'm here to
times did
fix
I and your mother tell you, Xand? Think twice before you speak. We know how your mouth can run away with you, especially when your thoughts run.
Yeah.
I swear,
I'm
dear,
trying.
if his mother was here, she'd bend him over her lap and give him a good spanking.
So
Don't
glad he
give her
finished
ideas.
that sentence.
Finry just chuckles and makes small talk with Miss Polly as they both begin heading upstairs, taking you with them. Miss Polly looks around and goes, "Oh, goodness me, I'm going to have to clean. Well, I'm in no fit state to entertain, so why don't you two run along and go see to your business, and I'll get tidied up in here, and maybe later you can come by for some tea and biscuits. How does that sound?"
That sounds amazing. Thank you.
Not a problem. Now, shoo, off with you, you two young lovebirds. As you leave, Finry just smiles at you and goes, "I like her."
She's perhaps the best person in this entire village.
Potentially. As you make your way further out of the center towards the fields, you find the Temple of Arawe, and as you enter, you see stood behind the pulpit your brother, who looks like he was frozen into stone mid-sermon.
Usually it's the other way around, that he's boring everyone else to stone. Let's fix this. He's a friggin' idiot. He won't understand what on earth's going on.
Finry just chuckles, gets out the next lot of diamond dust, walks up, and casts Greater Restoration once more, breaking the stone away as your brother goes, "And the crops will be..." What on earth has happened?
Hey, brother.
Sandal, what are you doing here?
Fixing messes.
Why am I not surprised?
I kind of need you to fix a family mess as well. Dad's kicked out all the staff and has locked himself away.
What? You see, he sort of dusts some of the stone dust off himself and goes, "I don't quite pretend to understand what is happening here. Oh, hello, Finry. Nice to see you again. Wait, are you two back on then? Last I heard, that was off."
Yeah, we're back on.
Well,
And
congratulations,
I'd like you to be
Finry.
there for my wedding.
Beg pardon, what?
You may be a complete numpty, but you're still my brother. I'd like you to be there for my
You're
wedding.
actually marrying this. He's talking to Finry. Finry goes, "Well, yes. When is this wedding?"
In a week.
Where are we? Please guide my hand. Very well. I will make sure I am there. I am assuming it is in
It is, yes.
You will be dealing with my lodgings, please, Xandal, as I have not have time to deal with such. But I will be there, as a good brother should, unlike you in the past 15 years. Now let's go deal with father.
Yep.
As he starts heading out and guides you all to the manor. Upon arriving, the guards try and stop you again, but Arvin just sort of waves them off and goes, "If my father's being an idiot, I am next in line, seeing as the idiot behind me was disowned. So I have final say here. You watch as he fishes out a key and unlocks the door, goes in, you hear him calling out for your father. As you enter in, Xandal, your hand begins to itch.
Dragon.
No, the other one. The Eye of Hazlitt
Oh.
begins to itch. And as you look around, on every surface, you see Eyes of Hazlitt painted.
You really have been keeping tabs on my dad, haven't you, mate?
And you then hear Arven yell out, Xandal! From where the direction of your father's study.
I follow quickly.
And as you and Finri follow and get there, you find Arven pushing against a invisible barrier. He is looking into the study and banging against this invisible force that is blocking him from entry. And looking inside, you see your father kneeling within a ritual circle made up of Eyes of Hazlitt.
I cast
chanting.
Dispel Magic.
As you go to cast Dispel Magic and go to try and cast the eye on your hand, yanks your hand out of the casting position. It ruins your spell. And you hear Hazlitt's voice in your mind. Terribly sorry about this, Xandal. But I need to borrow your father for just one moment.
Hazlitt, what are you doing?
I'm doing what I need to get out of this place.
Doing what I want you that you do.
I got the unraveling when you went through that gate in that nice underground city. Your Fae friend, when she cast it, when you went through, you didn't realize, but I took control. And Fae magic is so good at dilating time. You spent a year in the Feywild without even realizing friends didn't know. I learnt everything I needed and gained my unraveling. And now, using that and a conduit on a material plane, which originally was going to be you, but I've grown fond of you. So instead, I decided to use the next best thing. Unfortunately, it happened to be your father. Don't worry. It's only going to steal roughly 30 years of his life force to funnel this ritual.
No, I'm not going to let you hurt him. We had a deal, Hazlitt.
And I had a deal with him first, and now he pays the price, boy. Your father made a deal. Now I'm collecting. I held up my end, even if it wasn't quite to the word of what he wanted. And now I'm getting what I want. And you watch as your father finishes his chant. The ritual circle flares with dark purple and red magic. And you watch as mist, cloying, dark, weird mist flows out of the circle and wrapping around your father. And you watch as he begins to age, his gold hair turning grey, his skin becoming wrinkled, liver spots beginning to form. And you hear Hazlitt going, yes, 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 nearly, yes! Finally I leave this damned place behind. The dark powers thought they could keep me here, and now I've proven I, Hazlitt of the Red Wizards of Fae, am superior to them, and I will have my revenge. But let it not be said I am not benevolent. King, ruler, and wizard. A wedding gift, Xandal. Goodbye. And you feel as the brand on your hand burns and flakes away. As the ritual circle, the mist straight back into the middle, your father collapses, and you gain the blessing of Hazlitt. Make a note for yourself. You now gain a permanent +1 to your spell save DC and to spell attack modifier.
Dude, his spellcasting DC is already OP because of the book.
Yeah,
Yep.
but Haslick is now freed from his realm. Sandal fulfilled his end of the bargain, so Haslick has repaid
Return
his
to his
debt.
own dimension, yeah.
Yeah.
I burst into the room, assuming that the barrier's gone, and I just
The barrier
grab a
is
hold.
now gone.
I grab a hold of my dad and go, "You fucking idiot!" For like the
Arvin
first time
is-
ever, I swear.
Yeah. Arvin is right beside you and looking at him. Goes, "Yeah, he looks like he's 74. He's aged considerably."
I'll get a friggin' pig-headedness from you. I just grab a hold of my dad and just sort of like look him over, check him over, sort of thing.
Roll a medicine check for me.
Okay, I'm going to use one of my Dormammu. So that's a. Hold on, what's my modifier now? It's a plus
believe it's a
7.
plus
so it's-
7.
It says 24.
Looking him over, he's aged, for one. You can see that easily.
Yeah.
You can tell that along with the age has come a weakening of his life force. You would say your father maybe has 10 years left, roughly, from the way he's breathing and the sallowness to his skin, the paleness. The other thing is, as he looks up at you, there is no recognition in his eyes. You see that time, though it left him 30 years all at once, that it has ravaged his mind, and he does not recognize you or Arvin at all.
I look up at my brother and I'm so glad that Elise didn't come.
Arvin just sort of, like, you can see him casting the odd spell and doing his own checks. Well, it's a good thing you're getting married, Sandal. Though I am probably now in function Lord of the Gold Hill Estate, I would not be able to take you back into the family. Previous decisions by the previous head cannot be undone by the new one.
I pull out the letter that my father had sent me. You have every right for whatever you need to do.
He takes the letter, reads it, goes, "Now, you will be a Shatterson. You will
Except that.
be a friend. But though I know this was not directly your fault, Sandal, you will forever in my mind share some of the blame. And I cannot call you brother again. I will attend your wedding, as I would for any friend of the family. And you will always be welcome here, as a friend. But that will be all."
I literally just stand there. I look at him. I take a deep breath. Very well. Will you at least continue to work with the church to try and figure out the desolation?
I will increase my efforts. Father was too negligent in his handling of the desolation in my mind. I will be a bit more forward-thinking. I would like to reclaim that farmland for Armatae, so I will do what I can.
I will still do what I can as well from my side.
Very well.
Between divination and technology, Surely one of us will find the answer.
We shall see. For now, though you are a guest in my home, I must ask if you would kindly leave. I have many matters to attend to. I must make sure my father is found a nursemaid and make sure he is comfortable and taken care of before I begin putting the estate in order. And you can
Very
see
well.
Arvin is, in some ways, he is hardening his heart to do this, and in other ways, he is fighting against a more volatile response that he wants to do. He logically, he can tell this is not directly your fault, but in his grief and his own guilt,
He's lashing
he's
out at
looking for someone to lash out at, and he's restraining himself from doing something he knows he will regret.
With Arvin's words, I step out. I can't speak. Like, the moment I'm away from the estate, I'm walking straight towards the graveyards.
Yep.
Like, with Finri behind me, like, my entire sort of like demeanor just sort of like implodes.
Finri is just following along behind you, just occasionally just touching your hair or your shoulder, just letting you know she is there, but she knows that right now you need to do whatever you're doing in silence.
I'll probably head to, as I'm heading towards sort of like the cemetery and the church and stuff like that, I'll probably pass by a local greengrocer's and get like vegetables, breads, things like that. Take with me because I'm going to my mum's grave.
That's easy enough to do. Finri pays for it all using some money she has on her. And you enter the graveyard and move through the graves until you reach the monument that has been made for your mother.
I carefully lay the offerings out. I sit cross-legged in front of the monument. Mum, I've never felt more lost than I have right now. I feel like I'm just losing control of everything. And nothing I seem to do just seems to sit right, and I'm trying so hard. And I'm scared.
Sandal, make me a wisdom check with advantage.
Wisdom. Advantage. 19.
19. As you're sat there and you say all this, you don't realize that the world around you stops. Finri, who had been stood just behind you, is frozen in time. The grass is no longer moving, the breeze is no longer flowing. But the dragon mark on the back of your hand glows with a soft pink light. And from it, wisps of almost starlight flow out and form into a shape in front of you. A beautiful halfling woman dressed in not the sort of gowns you'd see her wear around the estate, but in overalls, smudge of oil on her nose. As she looks down at you, and this starlight figure reaches out and cups your cheek, smiles, and as if from far, far away, My little inventor. No one ever makes perfect choices. Invention is trial and error, trial and error. Don't be afraid of mistakes. Learn from them. Improve on them. What has been broken can be fixed or replaced. You lost one thing. And she looks up at the frozen Finri behind you, and then over, and you watch as like shades of all of your friends of Armatae appear, of Rachna Vale, of Grifter, of Halise. You lost, you seem to have gained threefold.
I miss you.
I'm always with you. She touches the dragon mark. Right here. Along with all the others. And you watch as behind her, in ranks, more and more people appear made of this starlight. Some of them wielding strange looking contraptions, some of them brewing strange brews as your ancestry flows out in this starlight, and they all nod at you. You got the best of the family, but you're not a Goldhill. No, that was your father's line. You, my boy, you're a Cogsworth. And then they all flow back as stardust back into the dragon mark, and time seems to start flowing again.
I sit there and just tears are streaming down my face.
Finri just sits down behind you and hugs you.
Thank you for everything, Finri. For being there when I was at my worst. And for picking up the pieces when I'm at the best.
I won't say it wasn't difficult, but you proved yourself over and over again to me, Zandal. And for better or for worse, you wormed your way into my heart.
And you've always had mine.
Don't you forget it. Especially when some weird cloud giant hits on you.
Yeah, not the only one.
I beg your pardon, what?
It's like he wants to die.
Don't
Yet
worry.
again. Open mouth, insert foot.
The life of the socially awkward.
Got to be a page in his book where he's just putting the foot in his mouth.
Do I need to make a tally in my notes? Like,
times Vandal almost got killed by his fiance.
Well,
well, to be fair, he's pretty much told her everything anyway. So,
well, all the more reason why at the end of this week, she raises your hand and kisses it. You're all mine.
Yes.
But for now, I think we need some tea and biscuits, don't you?
I think we do.
And as you two get up and walk back to Miss Polly's, where she lays out her best tea set and her best biscuits for you all to have a nice sit and a chat. And though you know your old family is lost to you forever, your new family is so, so much better. And in all honesty, that feels like a good point to end the session, unless anyone has anything
that was a
else
nice
they
story
want to
beat,
do.
yeah.
Unless there was anything Blossom wanted to do. But...
No, I'm quite happy listening to
Or...
your stuff.
Sushi, you
just
want to make?
keeping Rook company, like.
Hey,
But
play
yes.
cards or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I hope you all enjoyed a bit more of a role play and a loose end tying up session. We will see what time and scheduling brings for the next session. But keep an eye on the socials as usual, and we will let you know when that will be. Otherwise, everyone, stay safe, enjoy your own games, and bye for now.
Goodbye, darling.
Bye.
Bye.